That says
trickle
free.
back
That's
up,
in
and
the
it's gonna
battle
be hard
pass,
to
like
get that
unlock
engine started
menu.
again. It's not like
you can
it's not like you can just stop the
It's just
food
like the
economy on a
camos
dime and then 2 weeks
weapon,
later ramp up the
whatever they're
production again.
called.
When
Things
egg
where
prices
it
were
gives
crazy
you,
high
like,
at
a
the end of
camo
last
and
year, people were stealing storage
attachments.
containers
Yeah,
or
you have
giant
to have it
shipping
for that.
containers of eggs out of Pennsylvania.
Well, oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So I just think hunger and desperation is going to lead to violence, rioting. It's
Yeah.
not going to be pretty.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned grocery stores have low profit margins. It's true, they're razor thin. It's something like 3 cents of every dollar spent at the grocery store is actual profit for the company. Very, very low margins. As you mentioned, they rely on the fact that this is part of why government-run grocery stores don't work, because no bureaucrat is competent or concerned enough to account for 3% in waste. But that 3% is what allows the grocery store to be possible. And so you're right, the price dynamic has been distorted over the past several decades by food stamps, essentially. And some people really do need them. But the important thing to remember is that a price is not just an incentive, it's information. It tells you what you should stock your store.
Sounds god fucking awful, dude.
We don't know how much of what's currently purchased is only purchased because of EBT. So it's really difficult for these stores to do any kind of economic calculation without that.
I want to. Sorry. Look, I understand. And so that's where I'm focused. Because there are real people out there that get these benefits because real hardworking families that are struggling to make ends meet, maybe through no fault of their own, and this was the program was supposed to do. The problem is the program itself has become a cancer on our economic system. And there are too many people who intentionally manipulate the system for free money out of the good, hardworking American's pocket. And so the issue is, in all things, cutting yourself off from the addiction is something that's going to hurt, and there's nothing you can do. Continuing the improper culture into the one is only a way to make it worse.
Beyond that, like, 42 million one pay Americans, that's ridiculous. Beyond that, like, this is the problem with welfare, broadly speaking, is that it's a feedback chamber. Because it's like, signs that a society sends to itself, like these normal signs that society is expected to change with whether you're not able to actually address these issues.
So I'm curious, James, do you think that for a lot of people that rely on it's
a difficult question. I mean, I would hope so. I'm sure that depends on the area. I know that a number of food pantries have closed. I know that there's one at least that closed in 2020 near where I lived at the time.
It's a fucking shotgun, man.
And the issue here with all of this is there are some number of people who really do need the assistance. I mean, I don't think anyone is denying that. There's some number of people who really do need food stamps. They're not going to be able to survive. They're not going to be able to pay for themselves. But in part, it's because the infrastructure is built up. Like, Tim has required infrastructure to be able to feed them. Well, I don't know how prepared churches
why is my
are
fucking
relative to how prepared
scope
they
a
need
thermal
to be
scope?
because this subsidy of food stamps
I just
Yeah, what the
existed
fuck?
for so long. And
Is that the same for you?
Mine's is too.
I've known
Yeah.
people on both
Any way that
sides.
they could be ready. Not they can't be ready.
Not for this number.
Okay,
of
now
people,
it's
no, no,
normal
no.
for me.
But in terms of people who like really genuinely need it, again, I've known a number of people who were receiving welfare benefits through the course of my life. Some people were people where I was like, this person
keeps cutting it
needs
out.
it. They have a disability, they're serious support. There's no way they're going to provide for themselves. I've also known people who it's like, you didn't. Like this guy didn't need it. So I think it's really important for our government to be more discerning about who gets it. Shutting the spigot off all at once, as Ramirez mentioned, could cause some serious problems. Something does have to happen.
I think it's bad for the single parent households.
Yeah.
I don't abuse it, but obviously this is not generational.
They should have. And I'm not saying that single parents, you know, in some
Even my
extreme
OP
fashion should be taken from their kids or whatever. I'm saying.
This sniper guy, because I could fucking see him from across the map.
Easily, I don't want to say obtain, that's not the right word, but like,
Where it's
viable.
Where it's
It
needed to break a marriage.
Exactly. It needed to be that it was an impossibility. No fault divorce has been a big problem. The welfare system, it has made it so that there are circumstances where instead of people getting married and having functioning families where they have their kids and watching their kids, they say, you know what? I'm unhappy, so instead of making it work for what is right,
I'm gonna make it, but you
use the
ran
court
past
system, break it apart, and then get on welfare benefits for my kids.
I'm talking about widows mostly, but like, I think the government has incentivized this situation with single parents. So like, they've married these people to the government, and now they need this.
It can't be unrung.
I'm sorry, I got to read this Ready to Rumble super chat. He said, cutting food stamps right before Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This is why I'm like, dude, it's not gonna happen.
They've got
They're gonna intervene somehow.
they've got a little bit of wiggle room in there. I'm not sure if this is true in every state, but some states, like, they don't all roll out all the benefits on the first. So it's like on the first, if you're going up on the second,
Holy
if you're
fuck.
in two, it loads up. So there could be a little bit of some wiggle room in there. They don't have to do it all by the first, but if it goes any significant amount of time, it's not going to be good at all.
And we saw with
Fucking
the
move
military
this bullshit,
wage
dude.
checks that
Get revived.
private individuals are willing to foot the bill. And I mean, if it's true, like it is true, like a lot of these grocery stores run razor thin margins. You have to think the execs at Kroger, the execs at Walmart are having conversations right now, like, all right, how much money do we chuck at this together?
It's thermal again.
Because yeah, the government
either always thermal or
distribute the cost of
cuts
this
it.
function onto the productive class. That's why we're having these conversations. Like, are these churches ready? Are these Salvation Army ready? It's like,
That's the way you do it.
Yeah, well, this is another really important part of this dynamic, which is the way the food stamp program works in this country. It's that you're able to buy the kind of food that everyone else is able to buy in order to pay added some stipulations, which I think are good. Yeah, I totally support it. But when we talk about, like, our church is going to be able to feed these people, now, in the best case scenario, you could say maybe what's able to happen is these churches are able to get inexpensive foods like rice and beans, etc., and feed people who are genuinely starving. But the
Oh,
idea
come
that the church
on!
would never be capable of
That fucking
supplying
mine was literally
10%
right on.
of the country with all of the highly processed, more expensive foods that people have been consuming on food stamps, that's certainly impossible.
So many people, right to Rumble said, Tim will cut your food stamps right before Christmas and thinks he's the good guy. LOL. Yeah, I am. And what I find in these liberals is they're short-term thinkers. They don't plan ahead. And the system has been built by these
Holy
people
other fuck, there's like 60,000 on
destroying
them.
and now we're at the rock in the hard place position where maybe to avoid a long fall later. I don't like the idea that people are going to just bring out from underneath that rug pull at the last minute, but the idea that we have so many government systems that have been exploiting for decades for people who know they're exploiting the people, it's
Bitch.
sustainable. Every single day, the socialists say we deserve more of what you work for. At some point, you can't take from someone who has nothing left. At a certain point, you take too much and people stop working. This system's unsustainable. Zoran Mamdani's in New York saying, and I love this, we're going to make the buses free and we're going to make the buses faster. And I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, me getting RPG rounds, man. Yeah, man. We got 3, me getting 4, man.
Charge that! Stand by!
The cybersecurity program, they're very well-grounded in securing information. But now, how do I take that secured information to make business decisions that give you like a better advantage? Because you're not only securing data, you can also use that same secured data to make business and inform the business decisions.
Getting 2-shot by a shotgun like that is fucking insane. I don't know that fire rate. It's just fucking madness.
I'm hit! Need a medic!
Why are the buses slow?
Well, the weapons of mass destruction. And there's too many cars and people.
So, okay, so he said the buses, we have the slowest buses in the country. So that kind of implies it's not an issue of traffic. Right? Because traffic faster.
I have
Could
This
it
guy
be some kind of
already has the new
perhaps a
submachine
limit
gun
on the
and
bus?
carbine?
of some sort?
Because of science?
Could there be a limit, like, on the speed of the bus relative to all vehicles in the city?
Anyone out there
Just
is
25 miles an hour?
living in New York City, you know the buses don't go slow. You have to watch out for the buses. They're crazy.
It's the insane things these people say that mean nothing and make no sense. Buses can go 60 miles an hour. The reason why they don't in New York is because the speed limit is 25. So he's like, we're going to make the buses faster, and everyone cheers. And he may as well say, Red Bull gives you wings. Meaningless maybe. I think what we're seeing here is, you know, he did an interview and he goes, yes, I'm going to tax people more. He's like, because we deserve these programs. It will never stop. It will never stop. And when you do this, what happens is less and less people will work to put into a system, and they will seek to extract from it until eventually the people who produce the system say, I'm done and I'm leaving.
Oh yeah,
It shoots slow, its fucking damage isn't even that good.
Going to want to get out. And I'm sure there are people who've already left because they're looking at it like, if it doesn't happen this time, it's going to happen at some time. Prime window for you to get out. Everybody's trying to sell at once. That's going to be bad.
About 1 million people left New York City in the 70s when they were trying to climb out of bankruptcy and taxing everyone to oblivion. It'll happen again.
Let's jump to this tweet. We got this from American. Here's some food for thought. EBT recipients no longer have free government money coming in as of November 1st. Rather than them stealing from the store directly, someone thinks they're going to be waiting in the parking lot to steal from you as you get in your car.
2 feet around.
All I can say is try that in a small town. Stay strapped and stay vigilant out there, patriots. So listen to this. This woman makes actually a pretty good point.
I'm telling you. This is the thing. People are going to start, instead of stealing groceries from the stores, they're going to start watching people go to their cars. And they're going to take all of their groceries. And you know what the store going to do? Not our problem. Not our business.
Correct.
It's outside the store.
Not what's on their
They
private
didn't do
property.
it in the store. Yeah. It's not our property.
If it's their
Call
property.
911. Call the police. Make a report. They're going to leave your ass for dead. And people are really going to...
I'm just gonna. Why am I supposed to call the supermarket for help when someone's robbing me? Well, like, wait, a man's pointing a gun. Shopping center, help! What? Let me play more. Sorry.
Out of the grocery parking lot. I'm telling you.
So I actually agree with him. And then we have this from Just Loki says food stamps run out, riots, insurrection act can't be there. And then this tweet says we are out of band-aids and duct tape. Democrats stop
Dude, what
this
is our
madness.
teammate doing?
And then he has this quote where he says, looming food riots, communist insurgency in New York City, and patriotic WASP industrialists supporting the silent of law and order. I can autism spiral about that for a while. This must be what 1905 felt like. I'm just going to say this. If 2 million people can't buy food all at the same time, it's not that our concern is everyone's insane. It's that a tiny percentage of this, it's like let's say 1% of this cohort, 403,000 people start smashing up grocery stores and stealing stuff, robbing people in the parking lots. It's going to get absolutely insane. So I said it before, I'll say it again. I cannot imagine a scenario where Trump admin, or even the Democrats, doesn't know this to happen. But here's the thing. If Trump is truly playing saying Democrats can vote yes on our budget whenever they want, I don't see Trump backing down. Will Democrats?
Well, it's bad news for the elderly because they've depended on being Walmart readers for all these years, but they're probably facing Navy SEALs. It'd be like Mad Max.
It was going to be robots, but now it's
Bringing out my, Oreo cereal and just getting jumped every time. It's like, yo, can we get a greeter over here?
It's going to be a Navy SEAL strapped next to a robot dog with a rifle on top. And he's
going to check your receipt and then just sprint out.
Dog's going to follow you. You see this viral video where they stop you at the front door and your body? Wow. You haven't seen this video?
Nice. I only hit him twice. That's fucking
Let me see if I can
horseshit.
find out who this one is. That's
Fucking pre-fire. He's not even shooting me until I'm hitting him, and I only
if
hit two.
violence does start popping off places, you might see some stores, some companies decide
I need
it's
a
not
fucking
worth it to
medic!
open up. And then you got a whole other thing. I was like, why
I
are you
need
gonna
something
open
that
up
apparently
your
doesn't
doors
exist,
to
right?
business if you're going to expose your employees.
Oh my God, dude.
and
Put them
actually
all
your
in a
entire
fucking
store,
gas
those type of
chamber,
losses.
dude.
They might just decide to keep the
You
doors
pick medic?
closed.
Well, yeah, this happens.
Doesn't
grocery
matter.
stores
See
go,
ya.
there's a lot of crime in this area. Stuff gets stolen off, and we're not going to build a grocery store here. We're not going to open a new location here. And then lefties go, these are food deserts. All right, well, if you don't want food deserts, you need law and order.
David Dorn was asked to defend his friend
Especially
when it comes to Harvey's spiciest. Shit is that. We no longer control objective Bravo. The Buffalo seasoned chicken line. Harvey's.
I blew up a tank and it didn't show up.
I would say this 40 million cohort of Americans, they're not rusty. They don't have bouts of dehydrated. Right. They're not ready for this. They're not. They have an option.
And it's not hyperbole. Like, we have a great example in South Africa. Like, I was there recently.
It's just constantly switching back and forth.
There is, like, stopgaps in place, but what it is there's dudes locked and loaded standing outside the grocery store to, like, maintain law and order, and it's like, do we really want that in the United States? I mean, that's in South Africa. Like, do we really have to deal with that here? Our forces are hitting Delta.
I do feel terrible for people that are paycheck to paycheck. Seamus was saying, I wish I was a way to discern on the program who are abusing and have been abusing it for years.
Yeah, it's just, and just at every level. That's what I said earlier. It's just the government is distributing costs. They're not drilling down on the issue. I mean, like Tim mentioned it. Fertility is being decoupled from productivity. Like, that's going to accelerate every bad sort of dysgenic.
Dude, he can fucking see me through the smoke.
Before you can enter murder. Look at this shit.
If you walk out in a different coat.
I know. I think you're being tracked the whole way when you walk through these stores. You guys have seen what the Amazon stores are doing, where they've got 70 cameras in a tiny little 400 square foot space, filming you in every possible direction. And then one day they show up at your house.
What's crazy is we have technological infrastructure that we were able to build up and have a relatively productive, high-trust society, and even as societies become lower and lower trust, the snowball effect of the technological development continue. But now we have a low-trust society, so all these very high-tech tools that are great when you're in a society where people don't need to watch each other all the time, trying to rob and screw each other over, are going to be able to be, they exist, and they're going to be continuous, again, spying on everyone all the time. Yeah,
They already are.
yeah, well,
To a
little, like,
They're going to be able to track the grocery app.
it's just little things like that. I've noticed when it's rolled out.
He's
but it
camping
just
in the
makes you,
fucking
like,
Walmart.
I was like, yeah, you go to Walgreens, you gotta like wait for some employee to get deodorant. Like I was at Walmart recently with I got my basket. Look down, there's a security tag on the basket. This is like a $2-3 basket. Yeah, like, what is going on? And it's like the country just like sucks now, and it all just compounds, and then your life just gets worse and worse, and you don't even notice it getting worse.
Well, so let me ask you guys, how many of you want the benefits to just run dry instantly on November 1st?
I don't.
You don't.
I want them to be stripped down from people who abuse it, but I do feel bad for the families. I know there's
no way to do
no
it.
way.
So considering there's no way just to figure out who's abusing who isn't, you're still okay with it?
God, man.
I think of all these people who live paycheck to paycheck, and people are suffering really bad.
You can keep it, Pixie?
Not having it run out cold turkey is just not a good situation. So if the government can find some way to fund it, creative financing.
Dude, how is he not fucking dead, bro?
Then to
Is that guy not dead? Did he run away?
I don't
which
know.
is why I'm pretty much on the same page, which is why we have to remember this is the Democrats' fault for keeping government shut down by not making a deal.
So you guys think we have to keep it?
Well, I think like the USDA has some leverage now where they can actually start stripping off some of the benefits.
Sure, but just here's the question. The
Just
option
got
is
upstairs
keep it
really
for
good.
all 42 million as more cut it off.
No, because I trust that
not keep permanent. Yeah, just keep it.
The option is right now. It's one or the other. If they reopen government funding, it's going to stay exactly as it will be all of the weeks. Shut it down, everybody's cut off. My thing is, well, I'll never be in politics because I'm sorry. I will never be in politics because I have no problem saying your government has created a heroin addiction for your country. It is destroying you. And I know there are good people that will be negatively impacted by this, but we cannot continue to inject ourselves with an addictive drug that is burning us to the ground.
The politicians
In that case, I'm going to
they're not being paid. Well, can we rob the politicians? I'm kidding.
In that case, I'm more like in favor of methadone. Like, I'm not in favor of keeping addiction, but you can't go cold turkey and you can't get off these benefits.
Exactly. completely
can't
like, you
put a
need to do some
fucking
kind of
bomb.
analysis firstly to make sure that there isn't a head of household who has a bunch of illegals living with them. Like stuff like that has
Oh,
to be done
there's an
immediately.
invisible
brother, it's so
wall,
much worse than this.
dude.
There are people
I'm
who
like
have
5
made
inches above the
intentional
fucking wall.
to expand
I'm
their
apparently
benefits.
shooting
You're
it.
going to start crashing.
And they sell these
You're
benefits.
going to start crashing the food producers, and then those jobs are going to disappear. And then
Shit
that's
is
gonna
so dumb,
strain
dude.
the system.
I need a
So it'll
medic!
just be a cascading effect.
You know what?
I don't think the economy is resilient enough to withstand.
That's why
a
Black
complete
Ops
and
2 was
total
fucking
withdrawal.
perfect because if you're looking
I
at it,
do
you
not
can
believe
hit it.
There is a reality where what you're
Apparently, in
asking for,
realistic
just a correct answer,
games, if
is
you're
possible.
looking at something and
That's
it's
it.
hitting the fucking wall in
Situation
front
where we
of
say,
you, yeah, that's
we're going to
retarded.
slowly start pulling back these benefits. No matter what we do, there will always be people who are deserving of it. Getting
Real life,
taken
you
away
can
from
lift
it.
it over the thing that's in front of you. In this game, you can't do it.
There
Why?
will- I do not. In my lifetime, with everything I've seen, I don't see a political reality where you can stop these programs except in a way like this. Because no politician, no Republican would stand up and say, take away your benefits from me. Not even Republicans can say it. In New York City, Curtis Sliwa, the Republicans say, don't deport the illegal aliens. That's what happens when you have these prolonged addictive systems. Because Sliwa knows, if I say, we gotta deport illegal immigrants, I won't get a single vote. That's what New York is right now. So we keep playing this game. We'll figure it out down the road. We'll figure it out. We never will. Where are we with Democrats? They're asking now for what, their 4th amnesty in 30 years. And we had Brian Shapiro on the show, and he says, I think it was Brian, amnesty. He says, we need to find a way for those that have been here for 20 years and are working to become citizens. I said, again? For the 4th time? Well, but hold on. What's the difference? There's a guy who's been here for 20 years. He works a normal job. He's a good person. He doesn't get benefits. Why should we cut him off? Now, there's a moral argument, though. He's not a citizen, so there's a line for us. My argument is the same thing is true for this welfare system. It is being exploited by a lot of really bad people. And itself is a cancer on our country. I have no problem. I'm actually very much in favor of benefits, SNAP benefits, and welfare for most people. But the way I described it over and over, imagine in life one day. So you cleaned it off and put it back in, and then forgot about it. A week later, it's starting to smell bad. So what do? You slap another start to smell bad. And now someone says, yes, but if you peel the Band-Aid off, it's going to pull all the necrotic flesh, and it's injuring the arm. And you're like, but if you keep doing this, you will die. At some point, you've got to say, I'm sorry, but the system is broken. Now look, again, I understand. I'm not in a position where I'm going to be one of these people who's going to. I'll tell you the truth. No politician's ever going to tell you the truth. They're never going to admit to you that this is a fast track to collapse of their society. Your children will inherit a pile of ashes. No one will ever say it. They're going to tell you, don't worry, you're special, and I'll make sure you get your free stuff every effing time.
I think it's impossible to undo by design. They wanted everyone on this program to make their political enemies look bad when we were like, they should come. And I talked earlier this year about how I was in favor of cutting sugar and soda from all this stuff. I mean, they were rioting in the comments. I mean, it used to be so fun. I think people would just and support good health and give people who are from poverty food and drink that are.
The guy was camping in a broken building.
People deserve a choice to buy soda.
Not with our money.
We're giving you money. You can have healthy food.
Tap water, but the best, you know what the best water in the world is? Second place. No. Second place is. No. You are wrong. The second best water in the world is drinking the water straight from the bathroom sink, and the first best water in the world is right here.
I grew up on the
Especially in the summer where it's nice and warm.
Flip that.
That weird metallic
It
taste.
demonstrates like how much special interest is behind Snap, because it's like they paid off a bunch of guys that just showed their whole like government name on there. It's totally insane. Like the binary you presented earlier, like I agree, like it would be nice to go cold turkey, but I'm just so worried about getting killed. I don't want fast Americans to kill me over a loaf of bread. And then we're getting the situation where we're sending Instacart shoppers in like Rainbow Six Siege, like scoop up the get it back to me, like it just sounds horrifying. No, I totally agree, but yeah, like I was saying earlier, ultimately Snap is just a bullet, or it's a band-aid on a bullet hole wound. It's like to address this or not. Yes, if they're gonna withhold Snap going forward, this needs to be in combination with a lot of different
Absolutely omega
in our
melted.
society. And so if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right. Otherwise, Yeah, right. Over ho-hos or whatever.
I mean,
Dude, the gun I was just
Oh,
using was
goodness.
so good in the beta. It shoots slow, does no damage. For a gun that shoots slow, and then it has bullet spread for some reason, like it's like the barrel is about to melt.
I'm gonna say it again. Look,
That's about.
no politician's ever gonna tell the truth, because you know, even with
So you
Donald
got 5
Trump,
battle pass
running
points,
for
that
office,
doesn't tell
no
me my
one's gonna touch your Medicaid and
There's
Medicare
no-
because he knows the older
Is it
generation is
5
a
out of
huge
10?
voting bloc, and he needs their vote, and it's a numbers game. This is the problem with, you know, I was talking about this earlier. I did a video for my Tim.
Bro, how do you even check
Tim
battle
Pool Show channel.
pass?
Subscribe if you haven't at
says battle pass
youtube.com/TimPool and
after progression, but I don't
rumble.com/TimPool,
even- I
and I
don't know
explained
how to
why
judge it.
women shouldn't be in politics. And that is not to say individual women, or even most women. It's only there's generalities and in demographics and averages.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm not literally. I'm kind of trying to be antagonistic when I say this. I actually have no problem with women in politics because while many people disparage women and say repeal the 19th, I don't agree with that. And when women weren't voting, we had a civil war, we had conflict and crisis, and women are voting, we have conflict and crisis. But the issue is that I brought up. What most people don't understand is that it's not an issue of the individual ever. It's an issue of large-scale demographics. So when you have the largest voting bloc being 70 plus, and they're heavily dependent on Medicare and Medicaid, if you say, for the betterment of this country, the younger generation, we have to stop this scheme that funnels money from young people to old people, you will lose every election.
Well, look, the only thing keeping a demographic alive is the forced transfer. That demographic is gone, and everything else is just an accounting fiction.
Are you the only Gen Zer in here right now? That's right. I mean, even Serge is just a young. Oh no, wait. Yeah, you're young millennial, right?
Yeah, I'm young millennial. I'm 30.
Yeah, that's right. You're just barely qualifying.
Barely.
Actually, I think was 95.
The boomer's trying to hide.
97. So get this.
What year were you born?
What's gonna happen?
01. Oh wow.
There's only 40 million Gen Alpha. The amount of wealth they're going to extract. I don't mean wealth in your The amount of wealth they will have to extract from Gen Alpha to pay for boomers and Gen X is going to buckle the system.
People don't realize, well, this is something I really got to hit on because it's not necessarily a specific policy issue. It gives back to our entire understanding of how society should run. We have moved so far away from any understanding of the principle of subsidiarity in this country and all across the Western world.
Oh, dude, I'm in this bitch by myself, man.
By the yeah, that was my great epic speech. So things should be handled by the most local possible authority. Charity, for example, should be handled. How do you figure out who's an illegal or who's a person who's really struggling or who's a person who's just sucking resources out of the system? This is handled by communities. If this is a local phenomenon, much easier to sort it out. Similarly, how do we care for people in their older age? Well, once again, if the retirement plan for the average person was historically just to say you had children or you had nieces, nephews, someone in your family had children, or you joined a convent, but you secured your own retirement for yourself in some way, our birth rates probably would not have decreased at the level that they've decreased at. Or multi-generational households, exactly, where your kids are taking care of you and your kids' kids. So the issue is, we moved away from that and we said, well, you know, some number of old people don't have family to care for them, so now we need an entire system that defers the costs to everyone. But the issue with doing that is now your average individual doesn't have the same incentives to ensure they have a multi-generational household, their descendants will be taking care of them, so the birth rate declines. You end up in a position where now, where a huge subsection of the population that makes life as it currently exists possible because there was such a large workforce are about to retire, and they're about to take a bunch of benefits out of the system that the younger generation will literally not be able to pay for. It just won't be possible. We're going to have an awful collapse.
I think part of that has to do with the shift in conversation. And you know, there's
Broken! Hold on!
Nice, I can't even fucking revive.
Down the road, but in your town, you can
Shotgun, man.
Dude, get out of the tank! Oh my god, man, I hate when some random person takes my tank, dude.
you're going to be at. And once people go to the big city, they can disappear.
Gets it fucking blown up.
Dude, why do I feel like I can't eat?
Vacation start with the TD TD.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Did I get fucking hand surgery and just I have someone else's hands now? Why every time they fucking update the game, I feel like I'm playing a different game? I have a fucking thermal when I don't want one. I haven't even unlocked it. I don't know what the fuck I'm aiming at. I want to fucking pinch this if there's smoke across the map for some reason. I think fucking touched the game. It was really bad to me. That's it.
Amazon plans to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots. I'm excited for this because it's not my friends. Have you seen the video of the shipyards where all of the containers are being moved on by robots? Amazon factories already are. Look at factories in China where there's no lights on. They're just because the robots don't need light. They use they have radar and stuff, so there's no actual lights. When you walk into pitch black and the robots don't care. They're doing it themselves. It's happening now. This story is crazy enough, but you combine these things, especially with the government snap benefits, whatever it's going to be. Look, I'll just put it this way. You guys talked about LSAT numbers. You saw the LSAT numbers? 32,000, whereas like last year, which is
Staying in school because they lose the job.
it's particularly long because it's a fake job made up by people. Whereas, but it's true. I'm trying to spare a little bit. But when you go to school for like for engineering, it's not an issue of staying in school. You're like, when I get out, I'm going to be an engineer or some kind of engineer. When you go to law, you're basically saying nothing is more than the economy. But the one thing is that I'll be able to argue with someone and sue them or.
Well, like,
every place by now.
like,
Oh, bro.
listen, this is not for intimidation or anything, but just this idea of law is things that a layperson can't really understand, and it's very intimidating for them to navigate. So I can understand why someone might see that as, safe gear. You can't.
Are you safe for going into the trade? Are you safe for school becoming a plumber? Honestly, at least in 2 years, you could be actually doing stuff, and those type of jobs are going to be the last ones taken away by the
No, I don't think that. Look, if they allow on the first, you're talking about if it happens, when they I get your benefits, that's a big difference. Because if come the first, Trump goes, look, we found funds, we pulled it, the government's not open, we're fine. Then it's like, yeah, okay. But if actually, 42 million I don't know how that is going to change the face of this nation. There are two things that drive electoral systems. Usually it's the economy, but only when things are safe. Security is next, but there is another indicator of revolution and civil war, and that is food is hard to come by. And with the Arab Spring, one of the key indicators of the massive revolution across the Europe and Africa, particularly, was that food prices have been moving up. It kicked off with, I believe, what was it, Mohammed Bouazizi was his name? He was a fruit cart salesman in Tunisia. And the police came and said, you can't sell fruit. And he goes, it's the only thing I can do to make money. They shut him down. So he went in front of City Hall and immolated himself. And then everybody snapped because they were feeling the same pressures and the same heat. What's going to happen to this country when you have terrorism, a weak economy, million people who can't afford food.
Well, everything will turn out fine.
Trump can then invoke the insurrection to take over everything.
Well, you mentioned earlier though the rural areas. Rural areas actually have higher participation in SNAP benefits and those sort of things. Sort of compound. You have two issues now compounding. Because A, you're going to have migration of people from rural areas into the urban areas. Food, and then B, your labor force gets cut out from under because a lot of those people that don't have those SNAP benefits are working on the farms and these sort of things. So then you have a shortage of labor on the farms, and now people are going to have less labor. Everything is just going to compound. The rural areas are going to completely rot out. The areas are going to be the bottom of the already has it, and then yeah, they're going to go to the cities, and then the cities will be as the areas are going to have insurance.
One problem with that though is that farms are in this case.
They're going to take all the water to the kitchens and bottle them up.
People are already complaining about water bills and people bills because
we got our electric and then we got the bill for it. I think it was like a couple months ago. And when I talked to Bill, I got really angry. I'm like, whoa, someone's pulling some BS. Somebody plugged in a Bitcoin mining rig at a property. No, it's the price of electricity is skyrocketing because of the high demand for data centers, but also probably Bitcoin mining as well.
I put my heat on like last week, and the electric bill was sitting
Hey, it's available.
New York State.
There's one thing we haven't talked about too, though, where you're saying like if
To make managing simple, fast, and new look, enhanced tools, safe.
benefits in November.
You mean in 4 days?
In 4 days. There will be some people who will reprioritize what finances they do have. Food will still be a priority over rent because it takes you longer to get addicted than it does for you to starve. So if people need to have a fixed amount of money and they got to choose between rent and food, they choose food rather than we got rent, but we got nothing to eat. So the landlords and the mortgage industry is going to have some pretty big
or cannibalism.
I'm telling you guys right now, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the same fact. If social order really did break down, I mean, power turned off, no one knew what to do. You'd have like 3 days before people in New York would drink each other's blood. You think I'm exaggerating?
You have like 3 minutes.
On Manhattan, I believe you have about 2 million people. If the water stopped flowing, you would see mass out-migration into outer We are not dealing with a nation of what I think what was it during the American Revolution was like 2.5 million. Is that how many people it was? Let's can you search for the number? I believe that the original 13 pounds had 2.6. If you had an economic collapse back, what would you do? You'd wander into the wilderness. That's impossible.
Horseman.
You've got about 9.
My kill just fucking evaporated.
Manhattan Island alone is around 2 million. If the power and the water is gone, food spoils within days. Seriously, bro, my strawberries, I buy them. I go to the supermarket, I look at the strawberries, they look great. As soon as I get home, I pull it out, almost, just instantly. Like, switch was flipped. Food for the spoilers, and some can't wait. What are people going to do? Well, how do you deal with 8.8 million people spreading out to the outer areas trying to find food? Plumbing system's not working.
Okay, can we get in a helicopter and fucking kill these actual fucking faggots?
It is going to get apocalyptic very, very quickly. I don't know what anyone thinks is going to happen when you have 8.8 million people in one hyper-condensed area. Many are going to stay, and they're going to be like, nah, nothing ever bad happens. The government will take care of me. And then what happens when they don't have water for 2 days, and all the water and all the drinks are gone from all the bodegas? Because let's be real, they're not going to get restocked. And I'm talking about the event of total social breakdown. They will start drinking each other's blood.
Serious, man.
Speed up as they flee the city with one road bus every month. We gotta get out of here.
You think AOC will stay behind to order upon
AOC will be in a jet to Mount Lebanon, where she will be treated like a queen underground for the next 30 years, hiding from the people she betrayed.
She is a bartender, so for drinking blood, a Bloody Mary.
So people in New York don't know where water comes from. No. We have, this is crazy. Go back several hundred years, and people in New York generally had an idea of where their water was coming from. Now they don't.
They just made huge new pipes for where the water comes from New York City. It goes all the way up to the upstairs.
There's this video from Vice like 15 years ago where a guy, there's a stream in New York that's they put a building over. The stream is still there, but it's covered with a wall. Jump over the wall, the wall that goes under the building, where there's a natural stream is still there. Like put cameras on. It's a super old video. But he was like, this is where a lot of the water flow through New York.
Like, how does he have no flinch, man?
No one has any idea. They've covered it all up, and they're pumping the water
fuck,
in.
man.
What happens if the water stops flowing? Chicago's the same way.
This game feels
You
fucking
drink Lake
horrible
Michigan water,
right now.
sure,
What
you're
is
gonna
wrong
feel
with
sick.
it? Like, what
And
is
people
going
don't know how
on?
to treat water anymore either. Like, we have developed ourselves out of our ability to survive without these tools that we've made.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're forced to rely on the material world, whereas we used to have nature.
Yeah.
Nature's dead.
Yeah, like I grew up in Memphis, and people there, every city says this, but they're like, you know, we were voted the best tap water in America. And then you go, why is that? And they say, well, it comes from aquifers. And I'm like, yeah, that's where water comes from. Yeah, like, we're just so removed from the processes.
As a small business owner, you're juggling the job of both. Using Constant Contact's smart automated tools is like having a team of expert marketers without. Here are 3 ways to add more customers to your business while saving time. 1. Attracting customers by easily designing, managing, and scheduling posts across all your social media platforms in just a click. 2. Drive more visitors to your website with attention-grabbing social media ads that highlight special offers and updates. 3. Convert more visitors into new customers with stunning, sales-optimizing locations. Constant Contact is a simple way to supercharge your marketing and get more time back for all those other things you need to do to run your business. Stop missing out on new customers and start your free Constant Contact trial today.
So I don't know. You know, when I've talked to people about all the jobs they lost, the response I get, yeah, but
just if I had a bigger bag,
talking about population collapse. What there's going to be a Taco Bell, and you're going to. So some guy a chain of Taco Bell is a franchisee owner. He goes, we can't afford. We're losing sales, so we're going to save money by replacing all of our staff with robots. He does. Then he goes to the government. I have this automated Taco Bell store, but our
Did they make the cross
we're
when
collapsing. We're going out of
you're waiting
business.
for your
The economy is
respawn time
terrible.
for
The
the
government
Did
says
they
we're
make
going to create a bunch of robots.
that
It's just a bunch of robots buying Taco Bell throwing it in garbage. Aliens come to Earth. There's no people anywhere. It's just robots buying food and throwing it away. Buying food from each other.
Any complex economic system that you've got established, which we have, can only have change at a certain rate. So the problem
Do you notice what I'm talking about? When you're waiting to spawn and that cross is loading, tell me that that's as
Well, the thing is, like, our economy has been hit. Multiple new inventions over the past several decades that would and should take any society decades to adjust to by themselves. You know, going from radio to television to the internet. And we're not even talking about, you know, the advancements that have been made in medicine or food production out to lunch
Fuck.
optimist. Here's what I would say. I go, well, here's the good news. We're talking about the robots are going to take care of them since there won't be enough young people to do it. We've got the technological infrastructure for that. Here's
So
the
watch.
problem. Ultimately, that technology is going to be controlled by people. People don't always act in the best interest of other people, especially when they're in a position to really leverage their power to get what they want from them. And even if they do, even if we end up in like a miracle scenario where everything goes perfectly and the people who run these AI companies others, well, when those others end up with abundance and don't know, they're going to end up falling.
You're talking about with these new technologies hitting the market is every single time, like, you know, the computer, the personal computer, and everyone's like, great, that means, you know, labor retracts a little bit, so my wages will go up. Yeah, about that. We just brought in 20 million immigrants in the last 5 years. You're like, oh, so every time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
I want to jump to this next story. Before we do, I didn't think I'd have to do this, but I should. It looks like we're about to sell out of all the boards. So I shouted out the new Boonies boards. We've got the Primal Collection, Jason Ellis, Cody Mack, and Tim Pool boards. And there's 55 of each. 5 of them are golden and serialized, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My team just hit me up and said that we're basically on the verge of selling out. There's only a handful left, so I guess, guys, if you, I'm letting you know because maybe you might want to. They're going to sell it instantly. So I don't even know why I'm telling you. I guess you're buying.
But it's not telling
I'm
me
just
what
letting you
I
guys know.
unlocked.
And the rest of the boards are also starting to sell at increased numbers because once they're gone forever. We're retiring the older models, so shout out boonieshq.com. Go to the store and grab them while you can. I'm really excited. Really appreciate it. This quickly was so successful.
Yeah, if you thought shortage caused a Boonie shortage.
That could be the barter economy, though. So imagine what one serialized board will trade for in terms of potatoes or, you know,
it's going to be like 10 years from now. It's going to be like a guy. For some reason, he's the king of like a 3-state region. And they're like, why? And he goes, because I have the greatest wealth. And he points to a Tim Pool serialized number 1. And they're like, whoa, you have. Anyway, here's a story from the LAist. Newsom says Trump is rigging the election with federal poll monitors. Okay.
He's cheating by not cheating.
Exactly. My question is, what about a DOJ watching what you do is rigging the election?
They're like, Trump is going to allow voters to rig the election.
What Newsom is basically saying is, the simple act of observing what he does will change the outcome of the election in some way, that it is rigging the election. So what's happening is the DOJ is sending to California and to New Jersey election monitors. It is a standard thing the DOJ has done for decades, and Democrats are now freaking out about it. Because guess what? If Trump is monitoring these elections, how much you want to bet Republicans win?
Yep. Well, this is one of those hilarious things. This is one of those issues where you just have to point to the left and say, I know y'all love to pretend that everyone in Europe does things the way that you want them done, and they all agree with you, and they think us conservatives are super silly. But, like, if you tell a European that there's an entire political faction in the United States that thinks it's wrong to have people show ideas to vote, they look at you like you're heads on sideways. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? There's people who think you should have to show an ID to vote. No one else in the world gets upset about the prospect of someone having to show identification.
They did this with the voting machine. These are impossible to rig. And then like a guy that was like vaguely associated with the GOP bought it like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, he's gonna rig them. He's gonna. This happened like years ago.
So you're looking for an online casino in Ontario, and the excitement of a live casino running. Get started with BetMGM, the one with multi-pro, facing iconic TV show.
So next game is where?
Newsom's the same guy who set all those fires because of climate change, and lo and behold, it was arson. Correct. Words mean nothing to this guy.
So,
Schrodinger's promo. The election exists in a vacuum that's perfect until you look at it
Trump won.
Until you look at it and then you are rigging it on the very line.
Trump wants federal law enforcement in his jurisdiction because ultimately it's going to come to the election. They're not going to be able to dump 500 ballots in the morning if there's a CBP guy or a DHS guy. I think this is Democrats know this. That's why he's saying they're rigging. Newsom knows that they can't have their ballot officers show up with their ballots and dump them all at once. But a single person is at these locations. So the theory now is, you get food riots, Trump can invoke the Insurrection Act and dispatch federal law enforcement, and he can say it's going to be, he's going to go on a temporary basis until we can stabilize following these riots. And he's going to say for 12 months term, which is perfectly justified. Trump can come, I'm not saying he will, but he can come out and say, I know there are concerns about the overreach of the 1 year term just to get a hold on the crime and the riot scene, by of which that police fire and National Guard to their locations. This is showing the good faith of the people that is, I'm not going to keep this permanent, but it gives Trump that perfect amount of time just before the election, because this will be during early elections or during early voting, where they will have National Guard around these places to protect them.
You just never trust when the government says we have a deadline on this.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, because they never really have a deadline.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if, with federal poll monitoring, like every single county in California just went deep red? It's just the reddest red state
And
imaginable.
just put ice outside, too.
The voter registration data in California is there's 4 million more registered Democrats.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
I mean, it's a shit.
Yeah,
there are actually people out there who just think there's so much cheating in California that if you're living in all this stuff,
no, I don't think so. They've seen amnesty for less illegal.
places in it is doing forever. You definitely have things at the
What the fuck is this? Shit feels so different, man. Oh my god! And then he turns around, goes higher. That shit. Okay, why does that feel different?
But it's done through the generic immigration system as is. Like New York, all these people voting for
My
Mitt Romney,
god,
They
man.
followed the rules. They came. They can vote legally. Like, they didn't, you know, they're allowed here. Now they vote. Now they vote you.
Holy fuck, these people don't have enough to drink.
Even if the CGI works in the District County, they would never vote.
Come on! Keep the pressure. Falling apart.
Objective Delta has been neutralized.
Road frag!
Like at least when COD, fuck up on an update, it makes the spawns not nice. You can actually have some fun with it. So this, the core of the game yeah, I couldn't aim there for some reason. Why?
There's like where they're gonna
goes into effect, it only needs to be accepted by the subject. Since the pardons were accepted by the subject, there is no mechanism to reverse them. So I know this gets a lot of people hot and bothered, and I respect the investigation, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Interesting. Well, I mean, listen, he has the legal perspective here. So
I don't know.
I guess not next to the law. I know that. Listen,
Cartoons.
What's that?
Just cartoons.
Yeah, just cartoons. But in my expertise as a cartoonist, I just feel that there's at the very least, even if not a legal issue, though. Again, I don't know the law well enough to argue with you about that. It seems like at the very least a moral gray area.
Now,
that the president could, that we could have all of these pardons signed, even though the president wasn't actually necessarily consenting to them. We have no paperwork documenting that he was, and this was done again by the auto pen.
That is, you know, I respect what you're saying, James, about not having the expertise, the legal knowledge. Now, I also lack the legal knowledge to argue through, but I certainly have a ton of arrogance. So I would argue. I'm half kidding. No, I guess the question is, what the GOP is basically asserting is that Biden actually didn't authorize this. The problem, I suppose, is that is a nebulous argument. I mean, Biden says he did. And so if they're arguing that he was in cognitive decline, I mean, that may be true. But someone in cognitive decline can still tell something. It seems to me that the only thing that's going to matter in this is the willingness to use power in a way to benefit.
Oh, man.
Make a good point. You don't need to be a lawyer to have the common sense to know that
Stop. I'm an idiot sometimes. So.
this was a farce. Like, are you going to ask President Biden? Well, he said the guy taking the fifth. That doesn't tell you anything except makes the administration look bad as well. Biden administration. But where does it go? How do you prove that someone did something illegal or unethical? There's no way to do it. This is the smoke that President Trump wants. He wants us to be talking about it. It makes people look better. It makes Biden look bad. And it keeps us from talking about other things he doesn't want us to. In theory,
Frag out!
Investigation got a warrant to search for text messages and communications I mean, couldn't it potentially uncover that they stated an intention to do something even if the president never did something?
You would have to get a smoking gun. You would have to get someone that said, Biden knows nothing about this. I am signing this part myself. But wasn't? But don't we actually? I don't know smoking gun, but I think we certainly from Zeus, where he said something like he responded.
Yo, the tank fell off the map.
Like 6 months ago. Where this was like the predicate for
It fell off, dude.
not have responded quickly enough, and Zeus sent the request fast enough before he instructed staffers to use the autopen to issue some kind of. Let me see if I can find this.
And while you're looking for that, part of the problem is that President Biden validated all of it. They asked him afterwards, and he said, "Yeah, I did all this." So how would you now show that he wasn't aware?
Well, let me ask you a question then. If what Tim's saying is correct, or let's create a completely hypothetical scenario, like they find a smoking gun, or maybe there's not somebody who was like dumb enough to explicitly write their private text to somebody. You have a circumstance where it literally wouldn't be possible for the person to have communicated with the former president quickly enough to get the approval. Let's say you have that smoking gun and you are able to prove that this person acted without the president's consent, but the president later says, I'm fine with the fact that it happened. Where are we at there legally?
I think it's over. If he validates it, even after the fact, then it's a done deal. You'd have to show that he was totally in the dark, it went against his will, and that he hasn't endorsed and validated afterwards.
So he can retroactively validate it, even if at the time
Dirty.
That's all he's saying.
But I guess my question is, they were able to prove that he couldn't have gotten the communication in time.
It's really impossible because you'd have to show that I didn't know about it at the time, I don't approve of it. Maybe that would get you something. But if he said, no, I did, that's all you need. And he has said that. He said, yes, I did this, I approved it. That's all good.
Let's see, there's a couple
It's going to be very, very difficult to
that writing, and then you have to show that he said about it. What's going on here?
So the core
We have a
issue
team.
is White House
He
Chief
has
of
said
Staff
that before about a few things.
Jeff Zients authorized the autopens used for documents, particularly on the night of January 19th, 2025, less than 14 hours before Biden left office. Emails show a late evening process after a meeting with aides ending around 10 p.m. An aide summarized Biden's decision and sought approvals. Zients replied at approximately 10:31, stating, "I approve the use of the autopen for the execution of all of the following pardons." Sometimes by his aide, Rosa Poe, access to his email and acted with his verbal permission.
C flag outside.
I think the ultimate question is, right, is it legal for Biden to say after the fact? Yes. Does that make it executive action?
Yeah. It is not improper for him to approve of something after the fact. If the chief of staff says, we're going to do this, and then, are you okay with that, boss? Yeah, I'm fine with it. That's all you need.
So let me ask you a question. If someone said, hey, go use the auto pen and pardon all these people, and then a day later said, hey, boss, by the way, I told them to go do this. Yeah, that was fine. Is it the same thing?
I would think it'd be okay. Like as far as overturning it, because there's no real process for overturning a pardon. It's so broad in the Constitution. Plus, there's no requirement you need to sign anything for a pardon. The person just has to accept the pardon, and it's done. That's why I think this is much ado about nothing. We may be right that he wasn't all there at the end of his presidency, but as far as undoing pardons, no, that's not good.
I think the bigger question is just who has the willpower to enact it.
Who has the willpower to enact their willpower?
Yeah, it's a question of as we've seen over the past several years, the way the political game is being played is you can assert things without factual basis, and
How the fuck is he upstairs?
to do it, it'll get done. So
I shot him first, didn't miss a bullet, and I died.
Over the past 8 years with the Russiagate scandal,
Same gun,
with
too.
the arrest of Trump's lawyers, things that are unprecedented happen if people in power. So we can make the argument that arresting General Rodrigo is unprecedented, unconstitutional, and downright insane. We could argue that charging Donald Trump with 34 felonies without any underlying crime proven by the government is unprecedented and insane. But so long as people with
Bro,
power
what
say,
did they
"Look,
fucking do,
we're gonna
man?
The question then falls here. Are you justifying your actions to enough people to get it done?
What?
And I honestly think you don't even get at this point. I think we're so far past that. Republicans are going to say, hey, team, we're doing it. And they're going to say, lock them up. The Democrats already did the
What a
exact same
dude,
thing.
this game is
Tried
actually
to lock
good.
people up and did lock people up.
This is fucking actually trash.
That's why
Every time they update it, it gets
The
worse.
GOP oversight committee, I agree with the functionality of it. Biden said he did it. What are you proving? That brain didn't work? Well, maybe, but what's the argument? The ultimate argument is going to be, we've now decided to ask the courts to serve. That is not acceptable, and then they'll use it to whoever else receives for the unprecedented amount of money covering a wide array of unknown crimes.
Well, also, it's a little bit unprecedented as far as legal territory goes. Again, my understanding as a non-lawyer, to have somebody in office who's so clearly steeped in cognitive decline. This is something people talked about this a little bit with Reagan, where they said former staffers came forward after his administration and said that he seemed to be losing it a little bit. But with Joe Biden, not only was it so far advanced that people were able to tell him he was president, I mean, while he was still running, during the primaries, people were talking about this. The fact that the man was sued at some stage.
Except the media.
So I don't, well, except for the media. But what they would do is they said he's not in cognitive decline, and then as soon as he left office, they started publishing their books in yeah, oh, he actually was in cognitive decline, and here's the esoteric knowledge I had.
Vistaprint prints everything to get your brand in front of your fans, like t-shirts, water bottles, and totes, so everyone can gift it, work in it, and take it. Whether it's one of a kind or one for your whole team, if you need it, we print it with 20% off for new customers at Vistaprint.ca.
Be advised, enemy attack confirmed Alpha.
Okay. She didn't get to do the auditing. She really
Sorry, Jack. I lost my sister a couple years ago. 38 years old. Like you said, that's just bad luck.
Yeah.
You know, like cancer is just like that word is so hard for me because like I just never had experienced cancer before in my life before my sister caught it. Like, and like when I was sitting with her, I know people go through these hard things in their life. Like I just didn't even know. And
Attack support needed on the marked objective.
Yeah.
And you know, like I got down too far when my sister died. I let myself come back too far.
Yeah.
And like what you just said hit me, and that's why I'm crying. I'm super sorry about that. Like, but you know, like, the important thing to me is that I didn't do, and I wish I was better at it. Was like I should be living the things that Catherine didn't get to do. Like what you just said about your mom.
Welcome to the new bar at the Win. I'm here to talk to you about Bet on Yourself. I'm Angelo Gutierrez. We're going to give you the tools to be successful.
We're attacking Charlie.
Being in the administration the whole time.
Well, there's another argument too, and it was that was it Jack Smith, I think, who made this? It was Jack Smith who said it was going to prosecute. It wasn't Jack Smith. Who was it? The reason I wouldn't prosecute Joe Biden is because he's a forgettable old man. Was it Robert Hur? Robert Hur, right, sorry. Yes, and many people pointed this out that it was hypocrisy from the DOJ. But how do you simultaneously say this man is effectively in decline and incapable of standing trial, while someone saying he's certainly capable of being president? I understand the functional argument, though. How many people say brain damage or anything like that, you're not president? I think the flight is the courts should rule that it is.
Right, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. I mean, you're expecting, when you say the court should rule, so who challenges it? Is it Comer who has standing to challenge someone's pardon, president's pardon?
No, it would be when the DOJ brings criminal charges against Anthony Fauci, for example.
Yeah, but
Is
I
it
mean,
just me or
well,
did
if
the
they
game feel
bring
different?
criminal charges against someone who's been pardoned, that's going to be a quick decision. The pardon power is so
I
broad, so
don't know,
absolute
dude.
that it's not.
Shit feels
I
fucking
just think it'd be a waste of time. I don't think the
fucking
DOJ does that. And they certainly won't bring criminal charges against President Biden for doing
And
that
I don't know
because
why
the
they
Supreme
did
Court
that with
has given
smokes, dude.
pretty much blanket
There could
immunity
be smoke
to the
across the map,
president for any
and
official
you have no
action.
aim
So
assist, just 'cause
that's
there's
why I
smoke.
think
I
like a
don't
lot of
fucking
this stuff is
understand
spinning
it.
our wheels, and it's fair to talk about cognitive decline. I mean, Democrats would talk about that after the fact. It's fair to talk about Robert Hur because Robert Hur did come out and say that. And it's a fair comment to say, well, how does he say that here and how does it not apply there? But when Robert Hur said that, he did that as a reason why they were not going to prosecute Joe Biden. They said that if he went on the stand, no jury would convict him because of that mental decline. You have to show intent, and he didn't have the intent to withhold those documents from the government.
So let me ask you about. You're familiar with the 34 felony counts for Trump? There was no proven secondary, or I should say primary crime. They effectively have an aggravating crime of falsification of business records and furtherance of a crime. The government never proved another crime.
How is that?
So this I mean, this
far
violates due
enough to
process.
arm, dude?
Well, they didn't have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. You just have to show that it led to another crime, which was the initial one, the falsification of business records. And the other crime, they gave like 3 options.
And said, we don't need to prove it. Well, that's unprecedented. The government proved that someone
it didn't have to be proven beyond reasonable doubt, but they had to at least show, they did show the theory, and then the judge allowed it, and the jury found unanimously that he had.
I mean, but is there in U.S. history a time where the government said we're going to presume another crime did happen without proving it, to then charge
Dude, what gun just hit me for like almost all my fucking health? And I almost wasn't even fucking showing myself.
My understanding is most analyses of this has been for the first time in U.S. history, a crime which requires a proven underlying crime did not have one. And so, obviously, the falsification of business records is a misdemeanor.
I wish it showed everyone on my team.
However, they upgraded to a felony, arguing that there was falsification of business records in furtherance of a crime. That's an add-on charge when you have an underlying crime. Like a mafioso is going to murder somebody and then falsify records after the fact. They say we're adding this on to that charge. If felony wouldn't have happened unless the government has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the first crime actually happened. So, my point of all of this is, what may or may not be what we want to happen or what
Like, all that, the intent of the clause only requires the intent to seal the
So the issue is government prove in all instances.
Right, you don't have to prove the commission of the crime, just that you intend as the crime. So, they provided you and the reason is to hide crime violations or whatever
They're going to have to prove that crime. My view is our justice system says you can prove crimes and charge you with them, that your penalty is upgraded because we imply without proof another crime happened, then our justice system will do that. This is unprecedented. The idea that the state is going to say, look, we're going to charge you with felonies. We can't unless we prove another crime, but we don't have to prove the other crime.
Well, the intent that you try to conceal something else, like campaign finance. You don't have to prove that you actually committed a secondary crime. You just need to show the intent to conceal it, and that's what they did.
So it's attempted robbery, attempted murder are
So
also
we go
charges.
for A, but we don't go for
If they're
C.
accusing Trump of campaign finance violations,
Now we just fucking box ourselves in.
If someone attempts to evade taxes or attempts to commit campaign finance violations, are those crimes? Like with the DOJ, go after you.
Attempted to commit election violations? Yes, and you know, when it came to the possible crimes for Trump, one was that his intent
Here's the memo. Hey,
federal election campaign. And the second one was violation of New York election that concerns unlawful conspiracy to promote a candidacy by unlawful means, and the third one was violation of New York tax law. So you don't like that.
You know, so fucking oblivious, so don't look at the mini map.
Violation of any of those three crimes beyond reason, that should be in the Constitution.
Let me ask you this. Impose a
Bro,
penalty
how is he not dead?
on an
I hit him
individual
twice?
at any
Excuse me?
without proving they committed a crime.
They need to fucking
No,
fix these.
but
If
here,
you hit
the-
if you hit
the
someone, it needs to
statute
go away
says
right away because it
that
looks like
you
I'm
just
hitting
have
him
to
like at least
conceal
5
the
times.
records, which he was
And I'm
proven to do.
hearing it
That's just
hits as well.
But to elevate it to a felony, you don't have to prove a second crime. You just have to prove the intent. You're doing it for a reason, for a bad reason. And when you ask me what other examples of law where that is, I can't name it. But the courts have found that that is allowed.
Listen, I have no aim.
But I just read the various legal analyses on this.
What is fucking with this game,
Is
dude?
that it is the first time in U.S. history aggravated or add-on charge did not have a proven underlying. Now, maybe first time in history is like it's an absolute. But my argument would be that if it is to be argued that the U.S. government or states have the power to expand or increase your penalties or charge with a crime without actually proving a component of what requires it, then the Constitution is out the window. Then all gloves are off, no holds barred, razor wide boxing glove, doesn't matter. The point is this. Falsification of business records is a misdemeanor. And if the government can prove you falsified your business records straight up, misdemeanor charge. If they know you did and don't pursue that charge, it goes to the statute of limitations, they can't bring this charge later on. If the government can say that falsification of business records in furtherance of another crime, the only, so let's pull this, let's segment this. Misdemeanor falsification of business records, let's argue it's a misdemeanor, so it's maximum 1 year probably. On top of that, the felony charge, after the fact, in furtherance of another crime, is an extra addition, right? So we've got the base level misdemeanor, the upgraded felony expands the penalty. This would imply the government has the ability to impose penalties on you without proving you committed a crime.
Well, you're proving
People don't know how to
intent.
play,
So,
man.
compare this to conspiracy.
Hey,
If you guys conspire
our
to
base
rob
is
a
at
bank,
E.
and you actually
So
don't
instead
rob
of
a
going
bank,
for
you
C,
guys
we're gonna go for the opposite side, fucking flag,
did something like, you
and then we lose D, and then we lose A.
roll or something.
Hello?
They can bust you for the conspiracy, even though they never proved that you
Fucking
robbed the
idiots.
bank, you completed it, and all this is about the intent.
Fair point, but the conspiracy itself is
That's correct.
So the argument would be threatening to murder someone is a crime. Murdering someone is a different crime.
Yeah, this team
My
needs
point
to
is the government
This
has
team
never
needs to
proven
burn in
there
fucking
was
hell.
another crime.
Well, remember, we're showing the intent. You don't have to prove another crime. You just have to prove there was intent for another crime.
Well, I understand it. So my point would be the unprecedented case where they upgraded the misdemeanor to a felony to use against Trump, and just moving beyond this.
Yeah, I can't play this.
We will also face the unprecedented nature of Trump's
If I'm
DOJ
gonna
attempting
get
to
this
go
hot,
after
I'm
in any
gonna
way
have
possible.
to deal with this. There's
Maybe even it's just to
absolutely no
jam
physical,
up
mental,
the people who receive these pardons. Fauci
psychological,
being the
fucking
principal example.
spiritual way I'm gonna
They
fucking
will
play this faggot game.
use, let's just, I don't know, circuitous legal means to go after him in some way.
There are felony statutes on money laundering and fraud, where if you have a crime of reporting violation, a transaction reporting violation, a seemingly minor offense, but if it's used to do money laundering or fraud, then that too would raise the offense level, just like in Trump's case. So there are other examples, but I see your comment. I don't like the whole area where unless you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt it's a crime, then they should.
Well, it would be like saying the government charged someone with money laundering and never proved money laundering. They said he had a meeting where he talked about something. We could never prove the money laundering happened, charged him, and convicted him.
Well, there are properly, you can get hit with a lower level crime, but if the intent is to do severe drug dealing, and that's why you're concealing it, the intent you still get busted.
I suppose the issue with this is the upgraded charge requires the underlying crime, as opposed to conspiracy, which is the intent.
Well, the intent is all you need in the upgraded the election violation beyond a reasonable doubt. You just have to concealing, cooking the books was because he wanted to spend more for the election than he was allowed.
I suppose we'll see, because it's been floating appeal for over a year now, right? Like, the judges have heard the case, they've not ruled on it. I think, I know we're jumping into the apocalypse. My view of this whole thing, the reason why I brought it up was because everything we're seeing is unprecedented. The Democrats going to the opponents is unprecedented. The arrest of Trump's lawyers is unprecedented. Legal case is unprecedented. Trump had like 3 or 4 lawyers who were arrested. And like we've never seen anything. Look, I can't speak for the entire country, so it was a bit hyperbolic to say never. I would say in my lifetime, it is shocking and terrifying when the Democrat DOJ starts arresting the lawyers of their political opposition.
What lawyers were arrested?
Jenna Ellis. There was, I think it was 2 lawyers from the Georgia case and 1 in Wisconsin. Jenna Ellis was the most notable because she ultimately ended up pleading guilty to RICO charges. And the RICO charges stemmed from her drafting a letter. Trump solicited her to draft a legal letter to pursue an election challenge. And they argued RICO because Trump's election challenge was a conspiracy to overturn an election, and because she participated, she was now had committed a crime.
Well, Jenna Ellis wasn't charged by the Fed, so it wasn't.
Right, state.
It was by the state. It was state of Georgia. That was Fani Willis's case, and that one was because they charged her with trying to overturn the election by writing letters and doing all that.
Lawyers writing letters is a crime now?
Well, it could be, yeah. Lawyers who consigliaries for the mafia have been accused.
Is it illegal to challenge an election?
It is not illegal to challenge an election through the proper channels, through courts. But what you can't do is, you can't call the Proud Boys to come to the Capitol.
Jenna Ellis didn't do that.
Oh, well, I'm saying in general.
So we can, instead of I'm not here to argue January 6th. I'm arguing specifically the unprecedented action of arresting Trump.
Well, if she committed a crime, just because you have a bar card doesn't give you a get-out-of-jail-free card. You're charged with, she was charged with 2 felonies, and she actually took a plea.
That's right.
Right, she pled guilty.
Indeed, because pleading guilty always implies the guilty party is guilty, right?
Well, I'm a former prosecutor, so.
Of course not. Well, there's the trial tax, and Jenna Ellis's fear that there was no defense apparatus from a legal machine at the state and federal level to arrest her. So she cowardly tried on TV and admitted to things when all she did was draft a letter. She wrote a letter for Trump. They charged her with RICO. And the bigger picture, I think, on all of this is show me the man, I'll show you the crime. And that's the ultimate point with the GOP Oversight Committee, with the pardons. We're looking at Letitia James on mortgage fraud now, Adam Schiff on mortgage fraud. And the argument from the other side is Trump is going after his political opponents. And I'm sitting here being like, and they went after him. What's the difference?
But you're talking about Fani Willis and Joe Biden is not Jenna Ellis, who the reason why she was prosecuted is because she was in lies that Rudy Giuliani made before Senate committees. And so if you lie, if you commit perjury, and that's
she wrote a letter to a politician in Georgia requesting access to something, challenging the election. I mean, she was charged with specifically RICO, like a felony conspiracy involved in Trump's election schemes. But there was another in Wisconsin. Right, so your political opponent is front runner. Whatever the argument is, it is.
You see this offer from TD?
Yeah, I like that you can get cash from them. Not stuff we don't need. Get up to $700. Start by opening a new eligible TD checking account. TD. Ready for you.
If they're gonna just have ads every negative fucking second, then you're gone.
...2026 on cross-platform play. So Halo coming to the PlayStation essentially ends the idea of the console wars. It just ends the idea of it completely. And I know some people will say, well, Nintendo's still around, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. It's done. It's over. The console wars is... Nintendo's not competing with PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo is competing with themselves. So, so this does essentially end the console wars for all practical purposes. And I don't know how I feel about that, you know, because I think competition is a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. So the idea of competition going away, not necessarily something that I'm in favor of. But Rapid Response 47 quote tweets GameStop. And of course, President Trump has ended 8 international wars in his short period of time in his second term. And then Rapid Response retweet or quote tweets and says, number 9, President Trump presides over the end of the 20-year console war. Okay, that's a good enough tweet on its own, which I can appreciate. Well, GameStop decided to respond, which was crazy to me. But GameStop responds with this image right here. GameStop quote tweets Rapid Response 47 with a picture of President Trump and Master Chief. What? What is happening? So GameStop right here tweets this out. Internet goes crazy. Every comment is a positive comment. There I am. It says, about to renew my GameStop membership. Give this man the Nobel Peace Prize. It's Master Chief. Holy shit, that's amazing. Base, Cicada, Josiah, Essence let's see. Here's Trump with Leon Kennedy. This is awesome. J.D. Vance with the code red and the Xbox controller. It's so good, man. Everybody's responding. So again, nothing but positive comments here showing that everyone loves President Trump. And we knew that the liberals were going to melt down over this. We knew that was going to happen. And it's Trump ending the console wars. This is so good, dude. I love this so much. Console wars with Trump, the peacemaker. You just can continue to scroll. All you're going to see is positive comments. This one says, yeah, but even Trump couldn't prevent this outburst from escalating. We all remember this glorious moment. And as I played it in my video, I'll play it for all of you here right now. You need to set it down. So there you have it.
Vehicles feel like they're turning
fast. Makes an appearance. I love every single bit of this. So Democrats, we knew that Democrats were going to melt down over this because this is what they do.
No, this is the new map.
Democrats always cry. Well, guess what? The White House
really
responds to GameStop with this picture of President Trump as Master Chief, power to the players, holding an energy sword from him. And I'm like, what is happening right now? You've got the White House responding. You've got GameStop responding to the White House. Now, as I said, and if you'll remember, there was a big discussion on Tuesday night's main event over what we think should be the national anthem for video games. Does everyone remember what my pick was? My pick, which I got voted down by the community and the panel. My pick was the original Halo theme. Look at this right here. Autism Capital says Trump should post this on socials with no caption. No caption.
Oh fuck. That lock is so fucking AIDS. Oh, I was looking for a helicopter for how long, and then it's there when I get out of the fucking thing. So good. And so, obviously, you know, that's another discussion. But so, anyway, the White House posts this, okay? Well, guess what? Guess what? GameStop responded to the White House. Here's the White House tweet. GameStop responds with this meme right here. And even fat JD Vance is in the meme. What is happening right now? Where GameStop is quote tweeting Trump and JD Vance memes. This is absolutely insane. I can't believe this is the timeline that we're in right now. It's glorious. It's unbelievable. So, this is what as expected, you know, people are crying, people are whining, people are upset. Not only that, Department of Homeland Security responded, finishing the fight, destroy the flood. This is from DHS. What? Yes. We are winning, boys. We are winning in the greatest way possible. I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, are you kidding me? Let's freaking go. So yeah, here's Grums here. The entire U.S. government is now posting Halo and gaming memes. This is where we are. So it's absolutely fantastic. I'm loving this so much. The discussion has shifted in such a crazy way. And man, I did not have this one on my bingo card at all. And so it's absolutely awesome. But yeah, I love it. Hail to gamers, hail to the memes. We are in the best timeline ever, and I couldn't be happier to have, you know, the Trump administration deal with all of these memes, and people are getting really upset. So here was one of the first meltdowns that I saw today. Right here, Jax Films, who's a big-time YouTuber, and the only thing I really know about him is that he basically was going after what's-her-face, what's her name, man? Smoking hot reaction chick. Sniper Wolf? Is that it? He had a big feud with Sniper Wolf. And so here, I'll chat was definitely like seeing who Sniper Wolf was and sure. Hang on just a minute here. So he had a big feud with Sniper Wolf. Let's see, where's she at? Alright, here she is right here.
She's like she's got like 20 something million subscribers or something like that.
We have recaptured the objective.
All these pictures are good. You're good at it's all because it's going to the social. I mean, I'm okay doing research. Open a new tab. The back, like right there, that's her. All right. So apparently she is like, she's probably a lesbian for all I know. Okay, but like, so she does like cringy TikTok reaction videos or something like that. I don't know. I don't really care. But he had a massive kind of beef with her. Okay, this Jackson. And last I heard, like she showed up to his house or something like that. There was like some things she showed up to his house. I don't know what it was. He got really like offended over that. This is so.
Holy, how many fucking people, man?
And there's like some big,
You're dead, dude. Like you're an idiot.
like that. That's really all
What
I
the
know
fuck
about
is my
this
team
guy,
doing?
Okay, so that's the context there. Okay, so right here, he quote tweets the White House picture, and he says, "Love the AI piss filter. Thank you for making this shit super easy to spot. Also count the stars. Only 40 are shown. Also fuck Trump and fuck ICE." I don't even know did you think that people believed this was like a real thing? Dude, people with DDS are fucking retarded. And this guy in particular is absolutely retarded. Like, so apparently, like, he was like, I'm going to expose you guys. I'm going to expose you guys for posting AI images. Okay. That's the game we're playing right here? Like, are you serious? But this is how stupid these people are. They're absolutely retarded. And now we're seeing more people Culture Crave, which is an account that has me blocked because they didn't like that I called them out on their bullshit. And so here they are. White House posts AI-generated image of Donald Trump as Master Chief with caption "Power to the players." This comes after Trump's tariffs cause price jumps in Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, pricing out many players. Also, the U.S. flag is missing 10 stars. Well, thank you, Culture Crave, for letting us know it was an AI-generated image of Donald Trump. I didn't know. I had no idea. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you were able to help educate me and all of us on knowing that this was AI generated. We would have never figured that out. We would have never figured that out. But they're very upset. They're very upset about that. And you can understand why. I mean, AI imagery is a very dangerous thing, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot have that type of stuff. But if you want to go over to geeksgamers.com, Jessica has a great article on this. Really appreciate her putting this together. And we're doing keeping up with all the news that's going on. So I'll probably have a follow-up video on Geeks and Gamers about it because more has happened since this story broke last night, and the reactions are probably going to be absolutely glorious. In fact, when we look at this, unthinkable even 2 years ago, this is what winning the culture looks like. I agree completely. This is what winning the culture looks like. I mean, let's not forget, Donald Trump is scheduled to, I think he might already be in Japan, and this is probably how they're going to greet President Trump. Do you think this is how they're going to greet President Trump when he goes to Japan? Here we go. Now, I haven't heard from Jack's Films or Culture Crave, so I cannot confirm if this is real or AI generated. I don't know for sure. So I'm going to have to wait for Jack's Films and for Culture Crave to let me know if this is animated or not. But here we go.
fucking people do I have to kill, dude? Like, God, if we had a helicopter, it's good.
Yes, this was made all the way back in 2016. Fantastic right there. So the world loves President Trump, and there's nothing any of these weirdos can do to stop that. The world loves President Trump. And in fact, the original composer for Halo, Marty O'Donnell, is now responding to these memes as well. Yet another war ended by America's Master Chief. There we have it. Trump is unstoppable. Let's go. This is beautiful. Also, Marty O'Donnell also responded right here. And he said, I've come out of retirement for this remake. Let's go. How much more awesome can things get? Absolutely amazing. Yes. Beautiful indeed. Let's see. We've got that one. Anjanette with a gifted membership. Thank you. Bella Stella with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. The Gamers PBD showed a picture of Gavin Newsom with his no regrets tattoo when he was in Compton, slinging the rock, hustling. That's good. I saw that meme too. EF says we need Trump to be Master Chief and Blue JD Advance for Halloween. Red Mage says insert Nicolas Cage surprise space meme. You don't say. Thanks, Captain Obvious Person on X for pointing that out. Yeah, I would have never known. I would have never known that this was AI generated if Jack's film would not have educated all of them. Insight into how they think of their audience. Like they think their audience is so stupid that they have
fucking
to
faggots take the helicopter all
you know, they
game,
think
and then
that they have
when
to
I want to
say,
be in
"Hey
it,
guys,
no one
this
wants
is
to
AI.
fucking be in it.
Just so you know. I tweeted Cobra Brave, tweeted Cobra. I'm sure all be resolved. Don't
Why
worry.
is life like that?
Hang on. Let's see if I can find this.
Faggots take it. We don't get any air support when I want to be in it. No one fucking wants to be in it. Retards, retards.
Hey, Cobra Brave. Blocking a Cobra mistakenly. I'm sure. Could you please unblock him? He's an upstanding guy. Oh man, I'm sure that'll work out just fine. Thank you, Red Mage. I'm sure this will be just fine. All right, I'm sure it'll be just fine. I'm sure that they will unblock me immediately now, Dan. So thank you so much. Of course. Here we go.
Enemy tank spotted.
Look who responded. Angry Joe. I gotta respond to something. I got you. Hang on. Let's see. I gotta respond. Here we go. Hang on. You knew this was going to happen. I'm just gonna do this. Here. Alright, there we go. Here's what I responded with. Okay? Let me refresh. Okay? So I responded with the best possible meme that I could. There it is. That's what I responded with. That's about the best thing you can respond with right there. What else can you say? The greatest meme right there. So I'm sure Joe will handle that better. I'm sure he'll laugh. I'm sure he'll be like, hey man, it's a good meme. I'm sure he won't freak out. I'm sure he'll be all right. So, but yeah, man. Get the fuck out of here using Halo for your shitty dehumanizing police state propaganda. No one thinks your shit is cool. Members on it. Half of which are bots. Y'all gonna find out soon in the next election. Oh, I love it. was the easiest thing in the world to predict. It was the easiest thing was these people would lose their mind. Always upset about that. Eli says, buy more GameStop stock, boys. The stock is going up.
Okay, where are my bullets going, man?
Equals fat true. Eric says the Dragon's Lair theme is the real answer. Raging Wolf says check out Marty O'Donnell account. He approves. Maga Mike says Angry Joe says there it is right there. Yep, I just saw it. Yeah, he typically does this. Come to the member, thank you. Sec199 says I so voted for this. Chaz Dragoon says this gets better if the flood have sombreros. Phil says maybe now MAGA Republicans will actually realize that video games is a huge part of culture. Maybe, I mean, I still doubt that they will actually get it, but I don't know, man. I mean, I just saw like Jack dropping the
need ammo, I'm fucking dry!
Account real quick. And Jack Kosovic's always been someone that I feel is always on the wrong side of the culture side of things. Knows fully the open, but even he's been tweeting up a lot of stuff just since this started. Kind of wacky, I will say. But hey, you know, we'll take.
Where's this supposed to be?
So right here, here's Kosovic. The flood must end. So he's been tweeting off. Right here, he's got the Trump 2028, make Halo great again. So right here, he's talking about Gamergate, Gamers 1, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I appreciate doing this, but you've never been anyone that's like been standing for your culture ever. You know what I mean? And now here he is doing it. But hey, it's whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. There was another one he posted too, if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So Kosovic posting this right here. So we shall see. Angry Joe goes where he thinks the wind blows. And well, he truly does have TDS. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. He hates
that
it,
wasn't horrible
like,
if my
time.
team wasn't as stupid. So
and,
I don't know if you were there, but
so
my team kept taking helicopter.
He's very strategic
and
about
right
when he talks about this stuff, though.
I wanted to
and
go
how he talks about it
get in the
because,
helicopter. No one
he
else
tries
wanted
to
go
keep
in
it off his YouTube channel, from what I understand.
So it was basically useless.
I think he's gotten a little bit of blowback when he's brought it up on his YouTube channel, so he keeps it specifically to, you know, Twitter for the most part. But it is what it is, man. So Joe doesn't have the ability to see someone beyond what's right in front of them, and he judges you solely based on who you voted for and what your politics are. That's how his mind operates. He can't see any further than that. What's up, Smash JT? I see you, brother. Becomes a new member. Thank you, Smash. Hail to you. Andrew CR says, AI, that's not AI. That's a real picture of Trump. He's the Master Chief. That's what I've been trying to say. That's what I was saying. Phil says, well, Republicans now admit video games are a big part of culture. They will for a short period of time. Mod Eric says, play the Jeopardy meme for everyone. Daniel says, Dave Fellatio when he sees a dog. Corey Wilson says, Marty O'Donnell on Tuesday night's main event win. Craig knows him. Axel Foley says, knowing the Japanese, that ad was real. Daniel says, henceforth, he shall be known as Angry Josephine. Maga Mike says, Angry Joe is by far my favorite leftist to meme on. Thanks for the assist, Jeremy. It is fun. CG says, GameStop base had no idea. Well, and as I said in my video that I made last night, like, I don't know if you guys have been to a GameStop recently, but like, GameStop is fun enough. It's sponsored. Like, these people are crazy. Like, you go in there and they all have like their pronoun name tag. They all have like, you know, name tag, shit like that. So it's like, I don't know, man. We'll see. I would imagine a lot of
Get out, man!
I imagine a lot of them will be very upset about this. I kind of want to go to a GameStop today wearing like my MAGA hoodie or a MAGA hat just to see what kind of reaction I can get. I'm like, hey, you guys' Twitter account is fully embracing Trump. Let's go, just to see one of these, you know, fucking freaks start crying and all the corporate office and say, you guys have attracted MAGA to our store. You never know. You never know. But maybe every time I've gone to a GameStop, I've always seen a very, very unattractive weirdo with a gay flag on the name tag, face piercings, different colored hair. So I don't know how that's going to go with their employees. So we'll see. But yeah, from what I understand, their stock is going down today, which makes total sense. Let's see, Bizarius says, are Democrats or the flood? Democrats. Absolutely. Patriot Call says, this is the best timeline. Hail to 109. Hail Trump. Mike Hill says, Hollywood planning a Psycho remake with Margot Robbie. Really?
I'm the only one that
can't get on board with Trump says, Mario O'Donnell has the smiling ear to ear seeing this Trump Halo crossover. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I've known him. He's been in our circles for a while. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying for me, like, I can't just take the latest person that's put in You're like, hey, I want to get you on my show. Because it's so disingenuous. It's like, if you didn't care to have a person on your show or they weren't getting traction or they had some very kind of used car salesman to be like,
hit by
this person's going viral.
or hitting the sandbag when I'm not aiming at the sandbag.
So I can show
How does that make sense?
I hate that shit, dude. I fucking can't stand it. Again, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just telling you for me.
Well, I can't hit. You can't hit them. They can hit them pretty clearly.
It comes off very kind of like manipulative and all that, which is kind of what it's like how the mainstream media, like they suddenly want to talk to
Shake
someone
my
like
screen so
relevant,
he can hit
like,
me, but I can't fucking see him.
I would want to talk to Mario O'Donnell.
God, that's
like,
annoying.
Just because of his involvement in Halo, not because the Halo story is going viral now, but I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. People are going to start having Mario O'Donnell on their show and be like, hey guys, Marty's got a lot of traction now because viral stuff is happening. It's like, yeah, he was always
Back
there.
on the ground.
What's happening, you know? Does that apply to Anna Pauline as well? I mean, she's always
There's smoke, so I haven't been
you know, in the snake pit. So we're always thinking about her. Let's see. MAGA Mike says, I hope Kamala runs again just to watch the people like you go pretend she's a man again. I'll probably yeah, listen, man. I mean, the world of politics is it's not going away. It's absolutely not going away. And people continue to bleed over into the world of pop culture, which is kind of like with geeksandgamers.com. You know, one of my
Hey,
rules
jump,
for
you fucking
geeksandgamers.com
piece
is
of
that
shit.
we don't talk direct politics on geeksandgamers.com, but we will talk politics if it is connected to the world of pop culture in any way, shape, or form. So, like, we're not going to have an article on anything with specific policy or anything like that, because I don't think that is, you know, relevant to our website. But for something like this,
Kill that guy because I was just killed from behind him. Which is my fun.
you know, Mark Hamill goes on another
fucking faggot.
Starts attacking people, then we write an article. Saying like, oh, Trump, you know, has this new policy. It's like, well, does it tie into the world of pop culture? If it doesn't, we're not going to have articles written about it on geeksandgamers.com. That's just the rule. And that's kind of how I've always ran the YouTube channel as well, where Heat Over is different, but, you know, with the main Geek Gamer channel, like if it ties to pop culture, we'll cover it. But we're not just going to cover direct politics for the sake of it. So, let's see. Yeah, good old Joe is really upset right now. see if he's tweeted anymore. He's very mad.
Need a medic!
So here's his tweet again.
Snipers upstairs. I go upstairs. No one's there.
It's such a good meme.
Fucking
Like, how
retarded.
can you not be happy with this meme? It's great. Oh yeah. Yes, yes. He's getting crushed. Oh, he's getting, yeah, he's getting, a lot of people are really, all comments are melting. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. This is the best timeline we've ever had, man.
Just flies away like a retard.
Game one says, what is it? This file administration and it's like they think using AI to make Trump not look like a will make us forget he's a pedo that's taking the U.S. economy. We are attempting to capture Bravo. Dude, what's his handle? I mean, I can give you a real picture. Hang on, I gotta find it. Okay.
Fucking retard pilot.
Okay, 52 minutes getting close to that. Okay, so let's find him a real picture of Trump. He's not into the AI pictures. It'll take me a minute to scroll down. Let's a real picture. Remember now, no AI, no editing. It's got to be 100% like a real picture of Trump. So I will do my best to find this picture, and then I'll show all of you as soon as we can find it. I'm scrolling through right now to see. I don't know. Should we show one of them like Trump shredded?
Get fucking. That's stuck on a wall, dude. Like,
there's a lot of pictures to choose from. Which I'm
dude,
trying.
it's
I want to get
140,
one
bro,
that
like,
just pisses him off the most.
there were
You know
2
what I
hours
mean?
in a day,
There's
it wouldn't feel any
okay,
different.
this one's it right here. Okay.
God, it's so annoying.
AI. 100% real pic of Trump. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me refresh. All right, here we go. All right, so there it is. Okay, not AI, 100% real pic of Trump. So there you have it. So he wanted a real pic, okay? So there you have it. So boom. All right. So now he can he can't be upset now, and you can't dispute that because it even has like the cell phones, like you see that, like it's not even cropped, okay? Not even cropped. Now if it was cropped, I could probably believe like okay, that's probably AI, but like clearly someone screenshotted this. That was Trump from his phone, so it's 100%. So there you go, buddy. Anything else you need, late night Halo, please let us know.
Fucking go to the ground, somebody die.
That's really important to him. It's really important to him. So, okay. Again, what a glorious day we're having right now. This was just fun. Maga Mike, I got that one. Schrodinger's chat says, we need Anna Paulina Luna as Cortana. What say you, Tree Bear? Tree Bear? Tree Bear? You gonna handle it, buddy? You gonna handle it? I got a feeling we're gonna see that. Andrew Zero says, Jeremy wants attractive men working at GameStop. Jennifer says, I'm late. I think John meant outstanding gay. Mike Zero says, did you see the Trans Tifa got wrecked in Portland? these live Portland videos are more fun to watch than WWE ones. If they're gonna be live against me, I'll cover it.
He can just fucking run across the map.
out!
Nothing
happens to him.
Said,
He's still alive.
There's an easier way.
And he fucking
There's
does
an
that?
easier way.
Oh, he's still alive!
Okay, there's an easier way. You don't have to do this.
My God, man.
There's an easier way to tell it.
I am not gay.
I got news for
Well, my team is garbage. Literal
There you have
autists.
it.
I'm actually
So,
playing with fucking retards.
It's an easier way, brother. It's an easier way. So, oh, God, I love what's going on
Need some
right
fucking
now.
rounds here.
I really do. I'm just looking at my timeline of all these people. And let's see. Oh my God, these people, okay. This can't be, now I think people are memeing on it. You can clearly tell this is an AI image by the stars being drawn on the flag. It's gotta be. Actually follow him. Because he doesn't follow anyone. The only person we have in common is the actor. So I'm guessing he's serious about this.
Who can spare some rounds?
He's also not actually holding the sword. What is this? Oh no! But this guy, the same guy I responded to, he responded. Oh my God.
Objective Charlie is being captured by hostiles.
Yeah, they're serious, bro. Like they really, like they're really serious about this shit. Oh. How stupid can you be? If it's a troll, I'm okay with it. Alright? If it's a troll, I'm completely okay with it. But I have no idea. I can't even tell. Felix says he's got an early Christmas gift back from going. He's got an early Christmas gift. My sister got for me as a gift. In fact, you want X blessed. Hey man, that's awesome, man. Well, happy Christmas. That is great to see. Yeah, I know. Unsure. I'm unsure if that was a. But again, if you're having those types of guys respond to you, you know, like it's one of those. Declare a meme war. MAGA Mike says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are winning the meme wars. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Edgar says, "I grew through Alabama, and it all makes sense to me. Roll fucking tide. Roll fucking tide. Now you know what winning football is." Dandor becomes a new member. Thank you, Patriot Stalk says, gotta say thank you for posting Trump memes because they come in handy when responding to TDS stricken people. Yeah, man, the Trump memes, and they get so upset about it because when you post a meme of Trump like shredded, and you're like, he's not shredded like that, he's fat. And you're like, no, he's not. He's literally 6'3", 215 pounds. What are you talking about? Like, they take it so seriously. Like, they think that MAGA memers think that Trump was ripped. Oh, that is fucking cool. Look at this shit. When worlds collide, legends unite. Who's already...
Yo, that's actually sick. The guy was reviving someone, and as he revived him, he fell off the
building.
Very sweet.
Hell yeah. And President, Master Chief.
Well, at least they have a good helicopter.
Fantastic. MAGA Mike says, my entire X timeline is nothing but crybaby, low-key leftist gamer tears, and I wouldn't have it any other way. This is exactly what I told you was going to happen today. I told you.
We are targeting Alpha.
And, hang on, we got blocking yet? Making sure I haven't blocked. Yeah, so last night when I saw this all happening, I made this video for Geeks and Gamers, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. And my team has an article out there, so I'm happy but we knew that this was going to happen. I am not disappointed. I am not disappointed at all. In fact, and we will get back to this, but there is more to talk about. There's more to talk about. Look at this right here. So this right here, this is leftist in a nutshell right here. So former White House press secretary under Obama, Karine Jean-Pierre, or whatever the fucking name is. Listen to this right here, okay? Listen to this response. No accountability whatsoever.
None of my bullets connected.
Don't want to accept reality.
Hot car.
This puts it into perspective right here. This 39-second clip puts it into perspective. Here you go.
Karine, do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said while you were speaking on behalf of this administration?
Yeah, you revived other guys, but not me.
It's a simple yes or no. You don't even know.
No, because you're asking for a yes or no question. I want to put some context into it too.
I love how it just speeds up when I still have my finger on the button.
Very proud to be the White House press secretary. I woke up every day as a black woman who is queer, who no one had ever seen some woman like me at that podium standing behind that lectern. It was an honor and a privilege to have that job. And I did it to the best of my abilities. And
Karine, do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said?
I woke up as a black queer woman every day, and I tried my best. That is the Biden administration right there in a nutshell. That is the Democratic Party. That is identity politics. You are not allowed to criticize them because they will lean on their identity. And they will call you a racist or a sexist or a misogynist or whatever is word that they can come up with. That's it. Not surprising at all, but very much expected. And if you heard her ever answer questions when she was the White House press secretary, she was unbelievably good. And we all know DEI hires are terrible in every single aspect. I just saw this. Back to the Halo stuff.
I love how
Pirate Nation.
They're running the other way.
Somebody from my writing team is watching. We probably need to get an article on it. Redditors want to sue ICE for this Halo test. Official post from ICE. Microsoft needs to sue the fuck out of them.
Objective marked. We need you supporting the attack.
How much better does it get? Let's go! So now we have
Oh my, he spawns Wait, how did he spawn on him?
Calling for Microsoft to sue the fuck out of ICE and the government. Man, they are down bad right now. Like, they are down bad. We knew this was gonna happen, and here we are watching it.
Like, that is actually game breaking. That's not how the game is supposed to fucking operate.
This right here is some perfect response. They came for a video game, they came for a movie, they came for TV shows, they came for art, speech, job market, faith, freedom, culture, and they well said. And this is what I've been since I created it, or since it became more of a prominent YouTube channel. This right here is it. This is it. And Nuts has been crushing them on Twitter over this, and I've been happy to see it. He's been kind of going ham on several different things. Let's see. Yes, exactly. So, like, right-wingers will do something like this and take offense, and then he says, quote, all conservatives are Nazis, all Nazis must be killed. Why does wanting Nazis dead include conservatives? Sounds like a self-report. This is how they operate. They label everybody they disagree with Nazis, and then they say all Nazis should be killed,
Located open vehicle.
Every single
Open vehicle, dude. It's a fucking tank.
Objective marked. We
They
need you
did that to
to
J.K. Rowling too. I mean, the thing about J.K. Rowling is J.K. Rowling agrees with everything these freaks say, except for one thing. One thing. I've talked about it many times. J.K. Rowling is a crazy leftist lunatic. So every time people think like, oh, J.K. is based, no, she's not. She's absolutely not based at all. J.K. hates your guts. Trust me. She despises you and everything you stand for. She just has one take that you agree with. But she is a crazy,
no one's up here. I'm clearing up off the building, and
feminist,
no one is coming up
leftist
here.
freak. But the point is that this is why they show us what they are, because she agrees with them on 99% of stuff. She is everything that the left claims they want. She is a powerful, intelligent, successful woman who has created something that will last longer than any of us in the Harry Potter IP. She's essentially the female George Lucas is what she is. She's just a billionaire.
Thing that I can do.
She's celebrated in all types of circles.
Wish I could, but it ain't.
She has the same exact opinions on leftists except for the trans issue. And because she disagrees with them on the trans issue, they want her dead. Simple as that. Like, that's it. They want her gone. And that's how a leftist operates. That's why you can never worry about compromise. You can never worry about conversation. You can never worry about work with them. There is no working with these people. There is no working with them. Never, ever, ever try. All you do is end up in an endless cycle of victimization. That's it. So I mean, they will continue in that circle, and the best thing you can do is just stay out of the circle. Just don't even get involved. Don't look at any credibility. Like, I just want to understand, you know, what's going on, what your perception of this is. No, I don't care. No, I don't want to have a conversation with you. Because they'll spin it and they'll twist it. Because the audience that they've built, first of all, will not allow them to look at you as a the audience that they have cultivated wants you to demonize the person that they're talking to. So like they have this leftist audience and they go, oh, I'm going to have a conversation with so-and-so who, you know, supports Trump or whatever. That audience doesn't want that. That audience doesn't allow that. So therefore, the person that's cultivated that audience, their entire point is to demonize you constantly and disrespect you.
It's not even going to show me what fucking.
That's why I learned that the hard way, but that's just the truth of it. So, Marmillan says the blue Jew is on point after Kirk's assassination. He has gone ham on these freaks. I don't even know who that is. Dark Metal Spider says that IDOT and Trump meme needs to be a shirt. That's pretty epic. On another note, you played that JD Advance song so much, I was literally looping it in my dream. Damn, I love that song. Hell yeah, let's go. And one of my mods, can you drop a link can you drop a link to the merch store, and I'll pin it. I meant to pin it earlier. So, the Blue Jew is nuts. You pillow about it. Oh, I didn't know that's what you called him. I had no idea. So, I just followed Nux today, and he followed me back. So, I've only been following him on Twitter. I don't watch his videos.
It's unplayable.
See, I just followed him today, and he followed me back. So I guess I'll see a lot of more of his stuff in my timeline. But I wasn't overly familiar with him until the last week or two or something like that. Shockingly enough, I can't keep up with every fucking thing on the planet.
Dude, how is that?
Let's see. That one. Oh, there's the link. Let me get that pinned. Where's the link at? You've been missing out? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never seen his YouTube videos, but I'll start right now. But I've seen his tweets in my timeline a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I finally followed him today, and he followed me back. So I was like, oh, cool, all right. So I didn't know what his true opinions on things was, but when he followed me back quickly, I was like, oh, this guy must be pretty fucking cool. So, Let me see. That one. Alucard says, refresh the Angry Joe post and look at my. Alright, let me go find it. Angry Joe. You gotta be careful with scrolling through Twitter. So. There's probably gonna be a lot of. I don't know what your handle is. Is it the same as this? Dude, he's getting eaten alive in these comments, man. It's really bad. TDS has to be the funniest phenomenon in history. There's Munchie Ninja. There's a lot of replies, so I'm not seeing yours yet. So I got, once you get at a certain point, you got to be careful. All right? You got to be very careful. All right, I can't keep. Boys, there's a lot of good memes in these replies. So there you go. Oh, look at there. Oh, this is way too much fun. This is way too much fun. Oh, he's going to be so mad at these replies, dude. He is going to be so fucking mad. I bet he's going to lose it. He's probably going to lose it. Boy, oh boy, he is fucking pissed. So. Steve Flomo says, Halo blocked me on X after I said, let's see, after I said it was a creative bankruptcy to remake a game. Then Trump swept in and turned the Halo L into an American dub. Well, I don't disagree with your take. I mean, I don't really love that. I don't really love that they've like all they needed to do was remaster Halo Combat and just like boom, Halo 1, just remaster it. Don't remake it. Just remaster it. All right? That's all you need to. There's no need to remake Halo 1. Just remaster it, update it a little bit. That's it. So, Brimstone says Jeremy Trump was right. I am tired of winning all the time. Sec199 says at least KJP tried. Jeremy, can you say the same? No, I can't. I can't. This every day you wake up black and clear. Well, from the waist down, I am black. So, I've never denied that, and that's why I'm able to say gamer words, because I am black from the waist down. So, Star Wars is striped for 20. Thank you, Hayden Wayne. Says now Jeremy follows Nux. The VTuber rising is upon us. Yeah, everybody seems to like Nux. So I'm looking forward to you know, checking out his tweets and stuff like that. He's got a lot of followers. So right here, got almost 400,000 followers. So yeah, Sloptuber with 2 million plus YouTube subs. I appreciate that he owns it. You know, I saw like, what was it? Let me find this right here. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. The only way to handle things these days is to just lean into shit, okay? So like right here, Josh from Den of Nerds. So I made a video the other day, and Josh from Den of Nerds brought me up in a video. So this video right here, this is about the Kathleen Kennedy Bob Iger thing, okay? And the reason I bring this up is because I saw Nux was like leaning into stuff. Leaning into shit is the best way to do it, okay? So Josh from Den of Nerds, this is his video the other day, and he brought me up. Listen up.
Say it. We're just gonna do it. No script on this. No script on this, but I will explain what's going on, and we'll have a little adventure together. So, obviously, Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm, and as such, she has been the target of some criticism. You know, being the leader, I think that just comes with the territory. And just like a coach on a sports team that's having a losing season, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of attention, a lot of...
You see that on the stream that happens? That
focus of
fucking weird
narratives
shit.
in journalistic circles, chatter on social media. The narratives just really focus on how bad of a job you're doing. That's the world we live in, okay? And Kathleen Kennedy being president of Lucasfilm with Star Wars doing what it is doing has been the target, I think rightfully so, of a lot of criticism. However, it might be the case that she was actually the target of a lot of unfair criticism, okay? And look, here's what happened. Explain it to you all, and I have no agenda here other than to just tell the truth. So yesterday, a big article came out because Adam Driver revealed that he was working on a Star Wars movie called The Hunt for Ben Solo. It's a big, big project.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. This is the wrong one. He starts out talking about me in the video, so I think I clicked the wrong one. The hell? Give me a minute. Is it,
Taking objective Charlie.
Oh, it's just...
That's what I want to know about the Kathleen Kennedy situation. What's that look like? You know, it's all
Dude, how does a sub have better fucking accuracy than a fucking AR, man?
Covered it. So Jeremy talking about it a little bit. Which, by the way, open invitation to Jeremy if he wants to hit me up. I tweeted at him, or I replied under his post, and I said, I think we should talk about this on live stream. Pick those to Jeremy if he's not. He doesn't want to do it already.
So, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If you didn't want to talk to me before I responded to what, in my opinion, is a nonsensical story, then I don't want to talk to you now that I've called it out. Like, I only care to talk to people that are interested in talking to me for genuine reasons, not for, let's get some clout out of this discussion, man. No, and I got, like I said in my video, like, I've interacted with Josh, we've been on live streams a few times. I have nothing against Josh. Like, I disagree with his entire take on this, but no, I'm not interested in, like, hopping on a live stream and having a good conversation. I don't fucking care about that. Like, I just heard the story and I thought it was ridiculous, and so I responded to it, but I don't care to have, like, a, like, let's hash it out on a live stream.
I'm fucking head!
I don't do that shit.
But I think it'd be kind of interesting because Jeremy and I actually have a history with this exact topic and sort of talking about this way back in the day. We did some live streams. I made a video about the Fandom Menace. Interestingly enough, within that video, I pulled this clip of Jeremy from a live stream. A lot of these that it was like a gotcha, or like I pulled out like a really selective clip or whatever, which, you know, it's kind of ironic because I think nowadays Jeremy like really leans into drifting from what I understand. So like I think he would actually
lean into drifting? No. Not me. I would never be a person that leans into grifting. I would never want to be known as someone that's, you know, doing this for money. I would never want that.
Dude.
My image would be destroyed.
Wow, that thing fucking
if anyone ever found out that I did this. Oh man, I would be damaged if someone looked up last week's YouTube stats and saw that Geeks and Gamers was 16th in the country and D-Day Cobra was 18th in the country. It would be very damaging for me if someone knew that I was a grifter, having 2 channels in the top 18 in the United States of America. I would never brag about stuff like that. I would never brag about, you know, go back to last week and I had the number 5 super chatted channel in the country. I would never do that. I would never want to be known as anything like
3
that.
big maps in the game,
I would never want to bring up, you know, last year, you know, I would never want to bring up how, you know, we had 2 channels in the top 20 for the year. I would never want anyone to do that. The fuck is this site? What the fuck is going on here, man? I can't even pull this shit up. But anyway, yeah, I've made my point. What's up, Hypnotic? But let's continue.
Even more so appreciate the point I was making back then now, and we can actually have a conversation about it. But like, so, I saw a clip of Jeremy where he talked about how he had Kathleen Kennedy in the thumbnail and in the title for a stream that was talking about Star Wars. And somebody was like, somebody in his chat was something like, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy has anything to do with this. And Jeremy literally says in his stream, and I think I saw the video. Jeremy literally says in his stream, like, yeah, it's called clickbait. Like, I know I put Kathleen Kennedy in there. She's pretty clip. I know I'm going to do this video off of YouTube. Which again, I think nowadays he would be very open to admitting, like, yeah, that's the game. We find the
always been open to it. So, if I'm remembering this correctly, I think the first time you got was when I did the hater streams, and I was reading it in the comments or whatever, where I basically did an open call to all of my haters and said, you can join this live stream and challenge me on anything that I've ever said. You can debate me, you can call me out, whatever.
Apparently,
these
no
things went for
fucking
like 8
pilot
or 9
knows how to
hours.
fucking fly.
And
It's
it
okay,
was
I'm gonna try to
generally
take
a
out
huge
tanks that are
waste
gonna
of
kill
time
us in 2
for
seconds.
most of the people
No,
that
let's
came
turn
on there.
around.
Josh was
Look
one
at
of the
this.
people that came on there. Me and Josh had a long
Fucking
conversation
dumbass.
about
Hey,
my
let's let all the
approach
tanks
to
shoot at
YouTube
us.
and calling out
Let's
Disney
let's
Star
fly
Wars and
straight
all of
away
that.
so they don't have to fucking lead anything.
I
retard,
don't
retard,
have anything
retard,
against Josh.
retard.
I don't dislike Josh at all. I wouldn't
Fly
call him
towards
a
the enemy at
friend,
the start of
but,
the game when
we've-
there's 5 tanks.
We've
retard.
been in the same circles for a while, and so we don't see eye to eye on things necessarily.
Okay, did you just
and
fucking
so,
see what happened?
Anyway, but yes, we've had. I think we've been on 3 or 4 or 5 streams max, something like that over the years.
thing. We make a million videos on it. We farm that shit. Like, I think he'd be really willing to admit that and have a conversation about it. The reason that's relevant is because I think a lot of the conversation around Kathleen Kennedy, when you really get into it, you really want to peel back the layers. And of course, I'm discussing, for those unaware, I guess I should...
Speaking of which, John freaking Murdoch for $50 says, hey Jeremy, glad to see you survived the weekend. I had no idea that Master Chief was really Trump. Those domestic terrorists are in trouble now. You learn something every day, don't you? Hail to you, John freaking Murdoch. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Hail to you.
Say I'm discussing the sort of emerging narrative that Kathleen Kennedy might not be a Sith Lord that rules Star Wars, and in fact, Bob Iger might be the one that takes the majority of the blame. Of course, Kathleen Kennedy is not innocent. She was the president of the company, and she oversaw, I think, the fall of one of the best brands ever, but it's like one of the worst falls ever.
I think he brings me up a little bit later too, but like, my whole thing is that I just don't agree with this at all. I don't agree with, like, he has an unnamed source, and that's another reason why I don't think there's any particular benefit to having a conversation with Josh on this, because Josh is not using any information that he has directly. He's using information that he claims comes from an unnamed source, which to me is useless. I can make shit up too and tell someone and they can run with that. So it's like, I'm not saying Josh is making it up, I'm saying I have people telling me all the time that tell me I have insider information. You should run with it. I'm not running with shit. It's not my game. I've had many people over the years reach out to me with, and a couple of times I've ran with stuff and it just never, like, if you can't, like, I don't like the nameless sources in the game at all. Me personally, again, other people, totally fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Just for me, not my cup of tea. So I don't think that it's beneficial to have a conversation with Josh when Josh is only operating off of information that comes from someone that we can't verify, we can't, ask any questions of. So you're basically just going on, my source told me this. Well, I can't argue that. There's nothing to argue with. All I can say is that I have eyes and ears, and I've seen and heard Disney Star Wars for the last decade plus, and it's dog shit. And I've heard interviews from Kathleen Kennedy. I've heard her talk about her feminist agenda. I've heard her actually say that it is the focus of Star Wars to look more like the real world. Okay. I've heard her talk about wanting to get more females involved with the world of Star Wars. I've seen this shit. So I don't take any blame from her at all. And to me, this all feels like Kathleen Kennedy is getting ready to retire from Lucasfilm.
Dude, this gun is
And
horrible,
they are trying to
man.
shift the narrative by putting out
Need a
sources
medic.
are telling us that Kathy was always
genuinely
trying to
bad.
make Star Wars great, and Bob Iger was
Shoots
stopping
slow.
her.
Has the
That's
same
what it
damage
feels
as
like.
a
It
gun that
feels
shoots
like complete
150
bullshit.
rounds faster.
And they want people that are willing to
How does
run
that
with
make
any
sense?
narrative they can to throw it out there on YouTube and build that narrative. And I'm
Need a
just not
medic.
going to do that. I think it's bullshit. Does that mean I'm right or wrong?
Nice.
No, it means that's my opinion based on what I've seen from Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy. But Josh is going to be forced, and to me that's absolutely meaningless in this situation because you can't prove that you are forced, and you can't prove who you're forced. So there's nothing to talk about other than just this the entire premise of this. That's about it. I just want to bring that up because, you know, we have brought up, you know, Josh was mentioning me, which is totally fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong by mentioning me. He seems very genuine what he's saying, and his reasoning for wanting to talk to me is,
Yo,
but
some
it's
machine
just,
guns are fucking
just really cringy, kind of like, we should get together and hash out our differences and shit like that. And I'm just enjoying that type of stuff on YouTube. I don't like doing that. I used to do that type of stuff, but it's a big kind of it's a big market for people that they create fake drama and get a lot of attention to their channel or whatever. I just think it's gay. So, having more focus after the clumsies. See, that's the thing. So I was having a conversation with another big YouTuber, significantly bigger than me, probably by several million subscribers more than me, and he wanted to collab because we had some beef on Twitter, and I told him I'm not interested in collabing, and I think that he was kind of shocked that I didn't even like. I mean, this person, I've been watching him for years, and no, it's not Angry Joe. But I basically told Angry Joe the same thing. But it's another person. And if this person ever made it public, you know, our beef, I would have no problem talking about it. But the majority of our conversations have been in private, so I will keep them private. Joe is the one that makes all of our shit public. So I talk about Joe. But this other YouTuber, you know, I just like, I don't care to collab with you, bro. Like, I don't care. He's like, I think it would be good, man. You know, if I come on your stream and we have a good conversation and shit. Like, I don't fucking care about that. I don't need to see you fucking give a shit. Like, and all that's gonna happen is my audience is gonna eat you alive. That's all that's gonna happen.
He's in a corner with a sub,
My
bro.
audience is gonna eat you alive. Your audience is gonna screenshot every bad thing that my audience says about you, and then your audience is gonna mass report me to YouTube. I know how your fucking audience operates. That's what will happen every fucking time. Every fucking time. So there's no benefit to me having a conversation with you because this audience will use this shit against me every time. Or your audience will come into my chat and pretend that they're a fan of mine and say something horrible so they can screenshot and report to YouTube. That's how the fucking game goes for the leftist audience. So fuck it. Not working. That was kind of the argument. So it's like, I don't think there's a benefit to it. Listen, my mentality in life is like for the memes. So we would get good memes out of it. Okay? We would get memes, but at what cost? And I don't know at what cost. I don't know. But I do know that JMNCC450 just dropped the chat. Says Kathleen Kennedy, the EU, invented the franchise of feminism, destroyed every male character, and ran a propaganda campaign against the main fan base of the franchise. But it was really all Bob Iger's fault, guys. I'm a good guy. That's on the left, everyone. Yes. 100%. 100%. Thank you, JMNGG450. Hail to you, brother. Danny says that Liz Trump we will post that Trump That's exactly how it goes. Boys, we've almost hit ratio territory. We've almost hit ratio territory with late night Halo. So he's got 325. Our real counter of Trump is at 246. Where are we looking at with Joe? Where's Joe's games at? Let's see. We go to Joe. Let's see here. Joe is going to be harder to lose. Joe's got 2,300. We got 906. So JD advanced. Almost there. Almost there. We'll celebrate the JD advanced meme right now just because it's too good to not celebrate with the great JD advanced.
Who's got ammo? Need some fucking rounds. We no longer control Alpha.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new breakdown here. So this is Andy Cortez from Kinda Funny. And he even has in his bio that he didn't pay for the blue check mark. So he's really upset about this meme from Homeland Security. So I responded. This is going to be one of the first times you guys have seen this one, okay? Here it is, right here. Oh yeah, Trump 2028. That's what I responded with. This is not AI, okay? This is 100% a real picture of President Trump drinking his Monster Energy drink.
I need a fucking medic!
Do you guys remember when Trump drank that water, how weird it looked?
Medic!
Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Trump.
Fuck! Medic!
Such a fucking weird person. Right here. Is this it? This is such a great.
Mission is on target. Good work.
Trump is not human, dude. I don't give a fuck. Trump is not human, alright? Watch this shit right here. Wow.
17,000.
Wow. 17 damage to the head.
Japanese manufacturer.
Water.
17,000 guys.
Dude, of course, man. No one's shooting until
I
I'm
need a
out.
fucking medic! We need defensive support on the marked objective.
No one, literally not a single person, literally not a single person was shooting until I try to move somewhere because there's no one there.
Holy shit, man. So yeah, that should that'll get them worked up. That's a good meme right there. That's a banger. That's a banger. Yeah, Trump just he's not human. Just not human. It's so weak. When he starts, you can see how dry his mouth is. It was so fucking good. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Nandy. Marmillin, I got that one. Fair.
I need a medic!
I appreciate it, brother. Hayden Wayne. Other streamers, Jeremy's audience eats him alive. You really don't want that smoke. It won't go well for you. Jeremy will be decent about the disagreement, but the snake pit will make you or your viewers cry. The snake pit is built different. That is absolutely it, man. And it's like, I want to see it too, but it's like it's just so brutal. And I know how the left would use it against me. It will be so bad if like one of these guys comes on a stream with me. I'm not saying it'll be bad. Like we'll probably just have a good conversation, but holy fuck. I mean, I told Joe, I'm like, Joe, my audience will fucking annihilate me. And his response to it was, it felt like that's what he wanted. Like it felt, he's like, oh, that's fine. It feels like that's what feels like you're trying to set a trap for me. Feels like you're trying, that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to set a trap. And so it's just like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Laughing Happer says, hey man, I hope you're great, doing great. I haven't been doing it that great. I'm usually able to get out of these funks, but this depression is awful. You guys try to stay positive and play some games and get off the internet. God bless. Stay off the internet. As I told you, I told you in messages when you were talking to me a lot on Discord, but just, it's all about setting little things up for yourself to look forward to, and I take myself back to when I worked, retail, and as a person who works retail, as you know, you're generally miserable all the time when you work retail because you're surrounded by miserable people called customers. And so you have to think ahead to go like, hey, I've got this thing I'm looking forward to, or you're just going to go crazy. Every time you have to. Because if all you do is think about, you gotta go be in this store for 8 hours and listen to fat, ugly women yell at me about the prices that I have to afford. That's what the life of retail is. Occasionally a hot chick will come in though, and everybody's willing to help. But most of the time it's very fat, distracted women that are bitching at you about prices. And then suddenly, one of your boys comes running around the corner. Bro, chick on 5, go check it out. And then the whole store runs over there, all the dudes all at one time. And then all the dudes are like, all right, put your phone down. So, you get those little so, Maga Mike says, everyone is feeling the we're so fucking back, but never let up, meaning them forever, never give up, never surrender, MAGA. Agreed completely. Alucard says, Geeks Gamers Crew should play Halo Master Chief Collection. Please do it. Yeah, we're also spread out right now. Like I said, I'm traveling, so I definitely, I know Rico can always yell at me about that for a while. So, Free Will Burning, $1, thank you. Let's see.
I'm black on ammo! Who's got that?
Live stream, Josh, you could do a live stream with Mike Zero and Dude. It could be a 199 for how many times you shit. Yeah, if I was to do that, I would have Ryan just to make it just that much more entertaining. 310 says straight up grip tax from the hot 8%. Let's freaking go!
I need a fucking medic!
Thank you for the grift tax. Nandy with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Nandy. 5 gifted memberships.
Need a medic!
Anthony says, let's see, nuts for Tuesday night's main event. That would be legendary. Him and Safi. Yeah, I mean, I'll look into it. I mean, you know, I need to know more about him and everything, but like I said, he immediately followed me back, so that he probably is pretty cool from that perspective, because he had to know who I was to follow me back. I would see that. Man, I'm just like having fun responding to all these people crying about Trump. It's really good. I'm trying to look at my timeline because, by the way, so this is over on Ripison, the merch you're looking at. If you have not, go over there. November 7th, all of this stuff goes away. So if you have not gone over to Ripison, it's in the print post. Go over there, check out the new DTM review. Here's an advertisement from Jay.
Gamers fans, this one's for you. Brand new merch featuring limited edition shirts and an all-new hat that's built for true icons. These won't last long. Grab yours now at Rippercent.com before they're gone. Hail 199.
Look at there. Hail the 12 p.m. Let's see here. Okay. What is this? Is this a new clip? Is this a new clip from Joe Biden? What?
Can't get ourselves. We are on one of those still be fighting like hell. But his optimism would be surely tested. Because truth be told, the very democracy is at stake in my view. We all agree that our politics is broken. That political violence, never acceptable, is out of hand. That America should be a place not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. That our institutions are what makes us the envy of the world. And our democracy is fighting like hell for. Folks,
I don't know. I don't even know the context here. I'm very confused. Just as Biden is, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Do you know what I do get? I get that President Trump is the greatest troll in the history of the United States of America. And how I know that is he did it once again, ladies and gentlemen. He did it once again. You ready? Here we go. Hang on, let me find it. I know I had it right here. Okay, so President Trump says he'd be allowed to serve a third term in 2028 via running for vice president, then the president stepping down. But I wouldn't do that. I think it's too cute. Here we go.
Theory on how you might try to serve a third term is that you could run as the vice president.
yeah, I'd be allowed to do that.
He's in the White House. The White House is legal.
Objectives are ready for capture. Hold and secure.
Everybody triggered. Now here he is talking about Rubio and Vance for 2028 right here.
Attention, objective marked. Support the attack. Objective Delta has been secured by hostiles. We are attacking objective Delta.
right here over President Trump's comments.
Important to remember that that was in reaction to a deviation from democratic norms. And so it is important to remember that checks on executive power have happened over time, not as many as we should have had. And I say that as a presidential historian. But I mean, calling it a third term is something that Washington in his farewell address would have called something different. He called it a despot. But you know, something like despot, dictator, monarch, that's not going to pull well with focus groups. And so I think calling it a third term is an interesting choice of words when combined with, as Steve Bannon said the other day, words like providence.
This sort of flirtation that Trump has of the third term, coupled with what Steve Bannon is talking about and raising this idea of, you know, maybe there's different ways. I mean, so some people question even this idea of, you know, what about kind of an acolyte or a proxy, and then Trump staying very involved as an ex-president who would be then, let's be clear, well into his 80s. What is the precedent for that, and why have presidents so shied away from that kind of thing?
We have a president, and then that is supposed to be the leader, that is the democratically elected leader of what is now the longest running republic in the history of the world, and perhaps, you know, the Providence is at 250, it's no longer. But the president should not, you know, the Constitution is really clear. You are elected, you can serve a certain amount of time, and then no longer. And I think that there are, you know, as Bannon threatened, I would say, like, we do have to take this quite seriously. We should view it as a threat. There are patterns that are established, and we should look at them. I think that when he threatens that there are workarounds, there's all sorts of nightmare scenarios that we can imagine. But what we do have to decide here as Americans, no matter what party we belong to, is what kind of country do we have?
Yeah.
Jesus. A couple of retarded women on CNN trying to talk about politics. That is my hell right there. That is all of our hell. Okay? Next thing you know, they're going to be driving, which is even worse. But I did find another lefty who's upset. Long as Microsoft allowed Halo to be used in advertising like this. Halo. So I responded. Right here. Look at that meme I responded with. Tell me that shit doesn't go hard. Tell me that doesn't go ham. That is what I voted for, okay? That right there is what I voted for. That should be the king of the world right there, President Trump. Ooh, this guy's he's gonna be fucking mad. But Halo, I can't believe Microsoft has allowed this to happen. Oh, goodness. I hear the music playing now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, I'm just, every time I see somebody on my timeline talking about it, I just have to respond. It's just too good not to. Because what's gonna happen if these leftists keep, like, if they keep going off and crying and whining, then, you know, eventually they're gonna be like,
just gonna fucking let me die, man.
Like Theo Vaughn Cup when he got put in that meme from DHS, and Theo Vaughn was like crying about it, and he demanded they take it down, and they had to delete the tweet, which I thought was pathetic behavior. That's kind of like the more complaints they start getting from leftists. Has Angry Joe lost his mind yet? Angry Joe lost his mind a long time ago, brother. A long time ago. When it comes to, you know, Trump and Trump supporters. So, let's see where we're at here. Vault 95 says next week, let's see, new week, new chance for gaming stream. I can't, I'm traveling, I don't have my setup for gaming right now, unfortunately. I'll probably be out of town early. Magnamite says he can't stand this guy just from seeing him 3 seconds before he even spoke. Am I the only one? Are you talking about Dinner Nerd, John? I mean, like I said, I don't Josh is far better than the majority of the people that I like, the Angry Joes of the world. So like, I don't think Josh is anywhere near those guys at all. And like I said, I've had many interactions with him over the years, but I wouldn't call him a friend. But I don't have nothing against Josh. Glad says J.K. Rowling is is in that dough though. Yeah, dude, she's a billionaire. I'm pretty sure she's a billionaire. Yorker says Superman is pro-U.S. trash. U.S. is a failed concept. Maga Mike says off topic, but to bring the tea up from this soy boy tears. This season of Tulsa King is great. Highly recommended. I think I've seen the first 3 episodes and I'm loving Tulsa King. And I'm doing my rewatch of Stranger Things right now, getting ready for the new season. I just started season 4. I gotta say, I liked season 3 a lot more this time than I did the first time I watched it. It's been a long time since I've watched it. So, season 1 still holds up and damn near perfect. Season 2 is good. It's okay. It's like, I give it like a 7 out of 10. And I would probably just season 3 about a 7 out of 10 too. But season 4, I'm 2 episodes into season 4. Season 4 is fucking awesome. Season 4 is fucking great so far. And I remember it being great from last time. Nandor says more bragging rights stats. 8 o'clock says with the current Twitch drama, streamer collabs just sound annoying and not worth it. Yeah, Laughing Hacker for 50. Small goals right now. The sword from Muay Thai got bruises all across my arms and is trying to get me set up for this kickboxing tournament. It's a mental train right now. There's more studies about regeneration. Yeah, like I said, setting up small goals for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It's very important, I think, setting up things to look forward to, and it could be anything. It could literally be anything, whatever you like. Setting up small goals is very important for people to kind of, because we're so buried in the internet these days, and the internet, like, in a lot of ways, the internet is real life, and in a lot of ways, the internet is not real life. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how to, how to separate the two at times. But yeah, I 100% support people setting up small goals. Maga Mike says, shout out to Alucard who did the live action AI JD Vance and Master Chief meme. We all IDOS. Maga. I agree completely.
Need fucking ammo!
React Man is also melting down 2 hours ago over the Halo. Doesn't surprise me at all. Maga Mike says the snake pit eats everyone, including their own, and therefore no one is safe. Even me! Jeremy just said the internet is real life. I knew he was paid for. Well, I admitted I'm paid for on the side a long time ago. Yeah. I can't, like today actually part of my Mossad payment is that I can't say anything bad about Ben Shapiro. So I can't talk about how Ben Shapiro ran from Nick Fuentes for years. I can't mention how Ben Shapiro literally created Nick Fuentes because you disrespected him, and now he's probably more powerful and influential than you are. Not supposed to admit that. So I gotta not talk about that today as part of the Mossad. So I will not bring Nick Fuentes up and how he's destroyed Ben Shapiro for years.
I'm fucking hit!
Mod Eric says we are very respectful, honest chat. Eric John Peace Artist says this is the greatest timeline ever. It will never be a good one again. Every day something amazing happens. Enjoy it while it lasts. There is only one Tron. 100% agree. 100%. Commodore fans says I worked DG during Christmas season. I wanted Strangle Corp for making us listen to the same Bing Crosby style of music over and over for 10 years a day. I still enjoy Christmas music. I do actually like Christmas music when it plays during my retail days. Shout out to this Fatal Line Journey. When I worked retail, I don't think I've brought that up. Have I? But I can if you guys want me to bring it up. Yeah, I can if you want me to. Eric Johnson says D-Day Cobra Pizza 11-9. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Looking forward to it. Maga Mike says, just seen Bill Skarsgård in
Need
talks to
ammo,
be the
I'm fucking
Joker
dry.
in The Brave and Bold. Could James Gunn turn the Titanic away from the incoming iceberg? I don't think so, and I actually want to probably make a video about that on the main These Gamers channel because I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I really don't. I don't think that James Gunn can do it. Godzilla's Greaser says you can hear the fuse blowing in his head when Biden talks. Maga Mike says little Marco growing into a regular sized Marco needs to be studied. He has been exceptional, 1000%. Piano Dean says off topic, but Elvis Costello is not Elvis Costello's real name. He took the Elvis from Elvis Presley, and he took the Costello from a childhood film of his name, Elvis Costello. Piano Dean, where would we be without you? Where would we be without you? Incredible insight and information. Thank you, Piano Dean. JD User 20 says a tried reporting you to YouTube that they said transsexuals are protected class. Up to you, JD User. Marc-Andre Roy says, who the F refers to themselves not only in third person, but my last name, only Trump. Only Trump. Only Trump. Jimmy
Who
Ray
can
says,
spare some ammo? I'm out.
jury nullification provides precedent. What would the court
I need
do
some
if
ammo.
people
Who's
voted
got
Trump
spares?
back into office in 2028? We the people hold the power. Maga Mike says the meme wars are popping off. Do your duty. Service means citizenship. That's right. Always down for a Starship Troopers reference. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, yo, I missed a couple of Covercasts. Did Jeremy ever talk about Dems running for senator? Dems running for senator who was found to have literal Yahtzee tattoos, and he's winning with 30% after what Text said. I'm not familiar with that. So give me information on that. I'm not even aware of that. Taz says, to keep the team going, Brian Mayer slash. What do you think, chat? Maga Mike says, my donations to Jeremy are part of Ben Shapiro's 7,000 L or yeah. Was it Sham? Chain? I don't even know what the fuck you're saying right there. So is that the meme? Is that the meme? Like, so there's something to do with like Israel pays influencers $7,000 and shit like that. Is that what it is? I don't even know what this is. Like, that's how out of the loop I am on the Israel Mossad bullshit.
I'm over here.
Is that what it is? Like, they get paid $7,000 or some shit like that? Jeremy looks like someone who would have worked retail as he ever has. I mean, I've got a few retail stories if you want. But I don't know if you want to do it. Wyoming Sasquatch says, we are learning in the grifting tax. Leaning into the grifting tax. Well, yeah, one of the rules is you can't read very well. Look at Trump. This is Trump leaving Malaysia. Look how loved this man is.
Take out!
He's the best. America loves Trump. The world loves Trump. Everybody but crazy leftists love Trump. Let's see.
Objective Charlie is under hostile attack.
Oh man, my timeline is a fucking disaster right now with people like going on about all of this. This is fantastic. John freaking Murdoch for 50 and says, please, Jeremy, no retail. Hail to Jeremy Mossad enablers everywhere. See there? No retail. I can't share any retail. I'm not allowed to. Mossad said so. Garbage timeline? You mean positive timeline? This is the most positive I've ever seen in my timeline. There's nothing but positive. Everybody's praising President Trump, talking about how great of a leader he is. By the way, I know this is So LSU has to play Alabama next. After Alabama has an off Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, LSU fires Brian Kelly. Now LSU is not going to have a head coach. They're going to have an interim head coach when they face Alabama. If you don't know about Brian Kelly he faked having a Southern accent when he got hired at LSU. He showed up to a pep rally at LSU, and he used a fake Southern accent so that he could pretend that he, I guess, belonged in the area. And yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So he's a terrible person. I don't like Brian Kelly. I've never liked Brian Kelly. So the LSU job being open, though, college football is getting pretty interesting. Florida, Penn State, LSU, all jobs are open, and I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. College football is still fantastic, though. Lean back, have a snack for 50. Says, I worked retail for over 5 years. Sure, there were days I was exhausted, but I was never miserable. Looking back, I don't think I knew how good I had it. Surrounded by movies, I loved nerds to talk to me every day. Blockbuster was a magical place. That actually sounds cool. So it's interesting because I was never truly miserable, but there were miserable moments. You know what I mean? But like, I had a good long experience. But there are people. A lot of the customers do make you miserable. I never worked at Blockbuster. I worked in a grocery store. But I had a lot of friends that worked for GameStop, and I've talked about this many times, but I don't know how my friends worked at GameStop. I don't know how they ever dealt with the questions that they faced at GameStop on a daily basis. It was incredible. The phone calls, the people coming into the stores, the soccer moms asking for a Nintendo so their son could play Halo. And then you have to explain to the mom, like, Halo's not on the Nintendo. And then they convince, the mom to get the Xbox because that's what Halo, and then the mom wants to buy Mario for the Xbox, and then you have to explain to the mom that Mario's not on the Xbox. Halo's on the Xbox, Mario's on the Nintendo, and they're like, well, why can't I just get Mario for the Xbox? Or why can't I get Halo for the Nintendo? And I'm just like, how do you guys do it? How do you fucking do it? I don't understand it. So, and it was like all day long. I would just be in there hanging out, and I would see, and I would just like bullshitting with friends, and then customers would come in, and I hear the questions, and I'm like, how do you fucking do this? How do you not go crazy? But I never worked at Blockbuster. I'm sure it was awesome stuff. So, but there's times I'll go into stores and I'm like, man, maybe I should just get a part-time job here. And I'm like, nah, fuck it. I don't want to. So, what's up with Jeremy's Psycho Sid haircut? I'm just letting my hair grow out. I kind of want to cut my hair, but every time I think about cutting it, I'm like, man, for the memes, man, for the memes. Troy Nixon's Red Alert, Eric Barty posted that Palm Beach, Florida realtors are being flooded with wealthy New Yorkers preparing to flee from the building. They love Florida's no state tax. Yeah, see, this is what sucks about the situation in New York is you're gonna have all these New Yorkers flooding to Florida now. Flooding. And I'm not looking forward to that at all. We don't want you. Can I just make an open statement right here? For anyone looking to move to Florida, I don't recommend it. Florida is terrible. The weather is awful. The government is terrible. It's miserable here in Florida. You truly do not want to move to Florida. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing to do. The beaches are terrible. You just don't want to be here in Florida. I'm just telling you this out of the goodness of my heart. Alligators are everywhere. They're eating people. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. It's really bad. You don't want to come to Florida, okay? It's such a bad place that I would recommend moving to Canada. I think Canada's a great place. Canada's wonderful, perfect weather. Everything's great. The government's amazing. You'll love it in Canada. But nah, man. Alligators are eating the dogs, are eating the cats. It's bad. You don't want to be here. Terrible place. Awful. MAGA Mike says, Elon has admitted the algorithm is broken and they're trying to find out why, by the way. I did see that tweet. MAGA Mike says, by the way, if you made some JD Advanced Halo merch, it would slap. Hey, that might be an idea. Brad O says, I work at Winn-Dixie in Louisiana. Southeastern Grocers is closing all of them except Florida. Here's to hoping my store gets a buyer. Yeah, I've been through store closings. It's very difficult when a store closing happens. I didn't know Winn-Dixie was still in Louisiana. Southeastern Grocers, I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Southeastern? Is that like the company that owns Winn-Dixie now?
Medic!
I'm so out of the loop on like who owns Winn-Dixie now or whatever. So, is that what it is?
Thank you so much.
Store closings are not fun. No, and then I went through it. So Southeastern, is that who owns Winn-Dixie now? Is that what it is?
Need ammo! I'm
Ben on
fucking
Tuesday
dry!
tomorrow? No. John freaking Murdoch for $20. Jeremy's PSA tax. Look at that. All for just letting everybody know from the goodness of my heart. I don't think Southeastern Parent Company or was. Okay. Yeah, but again, I just want to let everybody know. Like, dude, listen. Do you seriously want to move to Florida? Like, everybody wears Crocs here. Like, who the fuck wants to be around people that wear Crocs? Okay. You don't. Like, everybody wears Crocs. You know, everybody wears shorts, long sleeve shirts, weird. Alligators are eating everybody. You don't want to be here. New Yorkers don't want to be here. J-Rod says, how much for a hat-free stream? Listen. Doc Hollywood got me to take it off that one time. Can't do it again. No time soon. We gotta let it grow some more. Like, we just saw it. Maybe in the future. Savage Cashew says, if you move to a new state, you should have a 5-year wait time to vote in that state's election. I like it. MAGA Mike says, Paul Tassi also cried over the Halo memes. Of course he did. Just eat the alligators back. Well, that's what Josiah wanted to do. What is this? Is this me? Tree Bear? Full spectrum speed, Mage IDOT overdrive. And then right here, he always animates them right here. So, yeah. Nick Rogue always animates. I gotta follow you back. He always animates Tree Bear's memes. Oh, that's good stuff right there. Tree Bear on it. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Bro Island. Come to Bro Island. You may never come, but you'll never leave. Men only, no complaining women. Woo! That's a good one right there. Oh no, to me, my sex men. I didn't know it was gay. Starring Fear the Beardo. Is this one animated? Let's see. Oh, wait. This is entirely too gay to be allowed on the internet. I'm calling the internet police. Even he wouldn't animate it. Even he wouldn't animate it. Oh, no. Whoa. Lesbian Queens the Bomb starring Madam Savvy.
Better keep your small animals inside, because I'm on the hunt.
Wow. Holy crap. I was not prepared. All right, let's see here. I'm looking to see if there's any more people I can troll before we end this thing, so... Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. This Cortez dude responded. So you don't care that he doesn't want the Epstein files released because he's in them and definitely raped young kids. Oh, I gotta respond. Hang on. Let's see. God, these people are so fucking broken, dude. Hang on. What's a good meme to respond with? Because this is all we can only, and then what they'll do is like, all you got is memes, bro. Let's see. I think this one will probably upset him the most. This is gonna upset him the most. All right, look at this response right here. All right, hang on. Did it go through? Okay, this is what's gonna upset him the most, okay? My response is perfect, okay? Boom. Oh, he's gonna get so mad that I called him a potential homosexual in a derogatory sense because he's gonna be, what's wrong with being gay? What? Why are you acting like there's a negative connotation to this? So that's how you have to respond. So that's how we do it. Potential is passive aggressive as fuck. I know, that's why it's so good. Cause you don't say, you sound like a homosexual. You sound like a potential homosexual, which makes it so much worse. Woo! Oh, that's good stuff right there. So, kind of funny. I imagine they despise, because Greg Miller, if you guys know, so Greg Miller runs Kind of Funny Games, massive TDS. So this has just been a great day, man. This has been a lot of fun. Let's see. Commodore fan says Southeastern owns Winn-Dixie. They also owned Bilo, and closed them down a few years ago. They're in serious trouble and have been for some time. Yep, I remember the Bilo brand. Mike says and Hurricane. Stay out of Florida. Yes, stay out of Florida. Stay out of Florida. Okay. 8 o'clock says reminder that according to Hollywood, you can't be gay in Florida. That's right. Don't say gay. Sly Rock says, Jeremy, did you see the 84-time president AI parliament minister in Albania that is going to birth more AI government officials? I kid you not, look it up. I don't think I've seen that one, so DM it to me on Twitter and I'll check it out. But with that, we're going to end it. I appreciate it. It's been a fun day. I'll probably do another live stream tonight because there's actually... Well, let me show you this. I was wanting to get into some of this streamer drama crap, but it's just been... I've been way too busy. But TechSong actually retweeted this. So this is from Valkyrie, who's a massive Twitch streamer and rumored to be Hassan's girlfriend. But this is what she said right here. And this is what I was wanting to get into a lot of the Ms. Kiff stuff. But listen to what she says right here about this other streamer, QT Cinderella, right here.
I did tell her, I was like, Cutie, I do think your tone doesn't help because you inherently sound really angry all the time. You sound really, and she knows. I was like, you're very blunt. I think it's your tone, you're blunt, and it just comes off poorly, especially, you know, and I was like, you're also the whitest woman I know. And it also is just, you know, you being so white, it doesn't help. It doesn't help, but I know her heart. It's just because she wants to help, but I feel like there's ways we can do it better.
So, I didn't realize we could just talk about people's race like that. So, I guess if that's back on the table, man, I got some real generalizations to throw out there. If we're back on the table to just generalize based off race, boys, bring back the Xbox Live lobbies. We're gonna have fun with that one. But of course, you can only do this when you're talking about white people. So it's justified. Racism is okay when you're talking about white people. So Tectone says, you're the whitest chick I know. You're so white, that doesn't help. Now I get why she's dating Hassan. What the fuck? Yes, 100%. So anyway, so I wanted to talk a lot more about that. So we'll probably get into that later, along with more stuff that's happening with the meltdown from the GameStop stuff. But make sure you go over to geeksandgamers.com. Check out our articles, bookmark the website, and make sure you're out there sharing these articles out. It helps if you're sharing them on social media, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're at, Discord, other social media platforms. Any shares, anything you can do to help get these articles out there helps the website, and that helps us more than you guys and gals know. So thank you so very much. Jeremy, did you see Tectone's avatar? Yes, and I'm actually gonna, that's one thing I wanted to talk about with what him and Asmon and some others have done. So, let's see, 8 o'clock says a potential homosexual sounds like they fail at it. Can't even be gay. It's so good. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Check out the merch over on geeksgamers.com. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys and gals a little bit later tonight for more CobraCast, and I will have videos on Geeks and Gamers as well. So thank you. Have a good day. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.